What's up, baby boys? How you doing, Connor? It's the podcast, The Bit, episode. Olivia spat coffee at a joke today. What's good, homies?
Pyramid triangle guy with a chalice and a oasis with water, but also the water's evaporating.
True. It's like we've already said. You lost Sebek's blessing and the Nile dried up, bitch.
Fucking raw, dude.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine incurring the wrath of the old gods? I would never.
And if anybody doesn't know how to speak hieroglyphs, in the hieroglyph translator on Google, that means, yo, what's up, Beau? It's the podcast. I can't fucking speak, but it's okay.
Are you making fun of people who speak in hieroglyphs? Did you just give them an impediment? That's crazy.
No, in real time.
Why did you translate it in such a specific way?
In real time, if you could imagine, I fucked up the bit. Anyway, What up, brother?
Brother, I'll tell you what's up. It's my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. Today I am 18 years old.
Special birthday box, 18 plus a couple years. And by a couple, I mean fucking
Double,
a lot.
Times 2, actually. 2x multiplier.
Fucking yikes, dude. How does it feel to be fucking ancient? Or, as some cultures say, gay dead. Times 2.
True. Well, I've been gay dead for 6 years.
Well, true. And not only gay dead for 6 years, but you're pretty much, you might as well be picking out your casket.
Yeah. Gay hyper death at 40 is crazy, huh? But I'll tell you what.
It's insane.
Here's the thing. I'm a baby. Is the thing. Here's what I'm gonna start saying. I'm adult prestige 1.
Oh, I see. How's that work?
Yeah. Well, you're an adult at 18. I'm 18 twice. So I'm now prestige 1 adult.
Interesting.
I'm working on my second prestige, which will be completed at 54.
Man, you know what's crazy? When you look back at like the dumb shit we would do at 18, you're not even really a human. You're not even a human. You know what I mean? 18, what is that?
Bro, when I was 18, I was the same motherfucker as now. I'm sick. I'm the fucking man. Except now I'm smarter, though, and I'm better at stuff.
I guess 18, you were only like 1 year out of the shack, huh?
That's right. Out of the shed. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It sounds like your first time really seeing light, huh? I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, it was jarring. Well, because, like, you know, your eyes get so used to it. You have to, like, cover your face the whole time you're walking around.
Yeah, I imagine.
It's tough, man. Here's the thing, and this is real. You get better at things. You get more mature with things, right? You understand more about the world over time. But internally and psychologically, I don't, like, feel any different than when I was, like, 15.
Well, interesting.
Like, in terms of, like, oh, my back's gonna break because I'm 22. That never happened to me.
Now, is that due to the stem cells? Are you drinking blood like a vampire? Is there
yes.
Is foreskin getting ground up into a powder that you take with a pill or something? What's happening that is keeping you
Yeah. No, that's a great question.
What's keeping you dewy and very what's keeping the pores small? What's happening? What's the routine?
Okay, so do you know Michelle Phan?
Is that the one that makes weird food that you don't like and is
that's Emmy made and also shout out to her. She sucks. No, Michelle Phan is a beauty content creator from 2009 on YouTube who has gone on to like launch her own business, and she has a couple of podcasts and does some other stuff. But she got me into like DIY skincare like 17 years ago. 18 years ago, 17 years ago. And I used to have like a whole routine, but like, make no mistake, he's like goated genetically with it too. So like we're doubled up, but that's not the thing. I actually have an obsidian basin in my dungeon that I like fill with orphan blood, and I just kind of like soak for a while. It's like you know in the live action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves with the girl from Twilight and Thor.
Oh yeah, that's tough. Yeah,
and then the evil queen has like milk baths in her ivory tower, and she like comes out of the milk bath. It's like that, but orphan blood.
Well, interesting. And yeah, it is a finite resource, but also no one's missing them. No one's coming after them.
No, it's not finite. You guys have more.
It's just on tap, huh?
You can just make more.
Just make more. True. Yeah, you're right.
It takes 9 months, but you can just make more.
So basically what you're saying is you're stealing the youth from the youth.
Yeah. Well, I'm stealing the youth and their youth, yes.
Interesting. Now, how are we keeping up with this? Because obviously that's an expensive endeavor, I imagine.
They don't even notice I'm missing. No, it's free. You know what it is? It's like when you walk through the grocery store and you pick a grape off a bunch of grapes. Yeah. It's fine. They don't notice that.
Do people do that?
Hell yeah, they do that. They shouldn't, but they do.
Because you're like stealing a grape at that point. You're like, that's stealing. Yeah. That's hard stealing. I mean, no one's going to know.
No one.
And honestly, hear me out, right? If Kroger knows it's happening, just put a communal grape out. Put a communal bushel of grapes. True.
That is
someone
true.
Be like, hey,
take one.
Like, if you're gonna steal a grape, we know you're doing it anyway. We see you on the cameras, you bitches. Just take a communal grape.
Some people have never stolen anything in their lives, and that's cool. Let me ask you this: Have you ever gone to a store of any nature where they have those little candy things, and then like you can flip up the plastic lid and like shovel it into a bag?
Oh yeah.
We've all fucking just taken a piece of candy out of that shit and eaten it right there on the goddamn spot, right?
I'll do something even better. I bought a bunch of stuff at Walmart maybe a couple months ago, probably like last year sometime. And I forgot to scan something. And, I'm a big, like, I'm not going to steal it. I went back and I was like, hey, I didn't pay for this. Like, do you guys want to, like, let me pay for it? And they're like, it's fine.
Yeah, they don't care.
They're like, look, the inventory's fucked anyway. I don't care. I'm like, oh, okay. Well.
They do not care.
No, they don't care.
Yeah.
But she appreciated me coming back because I don't want to be on a fucking list in a back room somewhere being like, that's the fucking guy. Get him, You stole a memory card one time. Fucking get down on the ground. And I get my head bashed in, Little fucking Glock in the back of the head, fucking knocked out.
It always goes that way.
Yeah, those security guys in Walmart, they don't fucking play around.
The ones at Target do. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Target security guys are taking a nap, honestly.
Walmart security guys will come up behind you, slash your tires, and beat you senseless.
Listen, you can just take stuff. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just take
Anarchy. Stuff. Anarchy, really. I mean, honestly, chaotic neutral. That's a chaotic neutral statement.
That's not chaotic neutral. It's chaotic good, if anything. But even then, I don't think it's chaotic either. But it kind of is, but it isn't.
Stealing, I think, is pretty chaotic.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Sure, tell me about it.
Here's the thing.
Tell me about it.
If you exist in a way wherein you're being held down, your livelihood is being threatened by a third party, and you defend yourself, that's fine. That's good.
Brother, speaking of third parties defending themselves, guess what just happened either yesterday or like this morning? Kind of insane news.
Whoa, what happened? Oh, okay, yeah, what's good? Audio listeners, I was mortified. Audio listeners, I was panicking.
GTA pushed back their release date till like May of next year.
Okay.
Or like sometime in the middle of next year. It was supposed to release this year.
Oh.
So could you imagine the shock and horror of any game that's releasing in that time frame next year going, fuck, we do not want to release during this. You know what I mean?
It's so interesting because I don't really fuck with GTA like that, but I can appreciate that everyone else does.
Well, I'm not even asking you to fuck with it like that. I'm just saying, as another game company going, Juggernaut has decided they're arbitrarily releasing at this time instead of not.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, even though I don't fuck with it, I can appreciate that everyone else does. Ergo, like it is like I can admit, like GTA is like it's huge. It's a monolith of a series. Yeah. It's like. A monument to successful gaming.
You don't want to release that month or a month before or after that game. Your sales will not matter. Your game in studio will shut down. No one is going to be talking about your game. It will just be GTA for months and years.
Yeah.
I'm going to see 27 of these shorts going, did you know in GTA 6? Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, no, I didn't, and I don't care either. You know what I mean?
Well, here's where I'm at with it, right?
Yeah, tell me
is
about
that like, what if it drops on the Nintendo Switch 2 as a Switch 2 exclusive relative to the Switch 1, not other consoles, obviously.
Sure.
Like Switch 2 only. And it has like PS2 graphics. Would we find that nostalgia or kind of tight?
Well, judging by what I've seen of Hogwarts Legacy dropping on Switch 2, fucking terrible. It looks bad.
Really?
Have you seen the side-by-sides of like...
I have not. I've seen Mortal Kombat 1 side-by-sides, and it's not good. But that's the Switch 1, not the Switch 2.
It looks like a PS2 game in some spots. Some of these side-by-sides.
But it's the Switch 1, right?
No, I believe it's the Switch 2, because I don't think Hogwarts will be coming out on Switch 1. I think.
Tough. That's surprising. Switch 2 should be a lot more powerful than that, I would think. That's a little surprising.
Is it coming out on Switch 1 and 2? That'd be weird if it did a retroactive release.
I thought it was coming out on Switch 1. I could be wrong. I'm not like, wizard game player like all that. I've never here because that's another thing too, is that like I read the Harry Potter books as a kid and I watched the movies when they were new. And then obviously like me and Babe have been watching through the series again. But I can't say I was ever like that guy who was like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
Well, I do apologize. The Switch 2 version is a Switch 1 port, if you could imagine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it just inherits the shit from Switch 1. But it is the original. Yeah. So I apologize. It's shit Switch 1 graphics with maybe 10 more frames.
So it's just playable on the Switch 2 also.
It's
not
playable.
A Switch 2 version, so to speak.
Yeah, unfort. Unless they retroactively come out with some special edition or something, I'd imagine.
Well, you've seen that, right? That they're doing like Switch 2 enhanced versions of a bunch of games?
Yeah, I've been $5 upcharge. The Reddit posts about those, and it's kind of funny that people don't realize. And I think people want blood for some reason. I can get behind the Switch 2 games being a little pricey and maybe overpriced. But the bitching about the Switch 2 versions being a $5 extra charge is so fucking weird to me.
Yeah.
Because
it should be weird, because it is.
If it was PlayStation, they'd be charging a full price.
Mm-hmm.
They would be charging, hey, if you want the PlayStation 7 edition, $100, please. Like, they're not doing that. So the fact that you can choose to either have it or not, it doesn't matter. They're not saying, hey, we're taking away this game. They're just saying, hey, if you want the Switch 2 version, $5 extra. I don't think that's bad. I don't live in a world where I'm getting mad about that on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Right. And you're right for that. But as far as I know, Final Fantasy VII had that, right? Remake, where PS4 and PS5 versions were different prices.
Yes, but
yeah. So it's not like this is like not a new concept of same game but nicer looking, more money.
Well, even the whole same game, different price. PlayStation charges near full price for a different version in some cases. So the fact Nintendo, I'm on Nintendo's side with this. The fact they're charging $5 for like a enhanced version for a different console.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I mean, at those people, not at you. I know you're saying it's fine, to be clear, yeah.
Yeah, well,
plus, like, I come from a different time anyway. I'm coming from a different era where I'm playing, like, I was buying Street Fighter 2 and then for full price buying Super Street Fighter 2. And then for full price buying Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And then for full price buying Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Revival Remix on the Game Boy Advance. And then for full price buying Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Super Mega Remix on the Nintendo Switch. And that, you know what I mean? It's all Street Fighter fucking 2. But I'm paying full ass price for that. Not, forget a $5 extra.
Mega Man Blue and White, Black and White, same game.
Yeah, right.
Literally, actually, one version having less.
One significantly worse.
Still significantly worse, significantly full price.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's another thing. Gamers have this unique thing where they drink paste, and then they never like recover from that.
No, and you know what's sad too? They never change their opinion on something. Because I was talking to someone about this off stream, like just like in another friend group or whatever. They were saying, "How's that shitty Assassin's Creed game?" And I was like, "It's hilarious you say it's just shitty Assassin's Creed game because it's actually not." And you've just been drinking.
Really cool.
You've just been drinking the Kool-Aid of people going LOL, go broke, go woke, and you didn't actually do any research in the actual game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand that I bring up Pokemon a lot, but it's one of those times. So like, how like, yeah.
I'll say this too. He'll go like, please. People's whole thing is like, how like not accurate and like made up and fake that is. I'm like, well, first of all, it's a game, but also and then they love to use this one too. It's like, did you know he was a slave too? He wasn't even a fucking samurai or whatever. And I'm like, brother, if you could imagine the first cutscene, they refer to him as a slave. It's actually kind of insane that it's not actually like what you thought it was, and that people on Twitter might actually just be dumb.
Yeah.
And anyone listening to this out of context, not saying slavery's cool, but I'm saying if people are saying he's not something and the game's saying he is something, it might mean that Twitter's wrong.
I don't think anyone thought you meant that, but they might have, I guess. But I don't think anyone thought that.
There are some people out there. There's some people on Twitter.
Really? Well, I don't know. On Twitter, yeah, sure, true. That's true. Then again, there's some other people on Twitter that were on board with that if they misunderstood. You know what I mean? They misunderstood parentheses positive and like, oh, that's not we don't want that viewership.
Seemingly made a community not upset, and then also another community upset that I wasn't on board with what. Yeah, no, right. The bit was that Twitter just rolls with something and like here's half of the thing, and that's kind of what I was referring to with the whole I didn't say it. Yeah. Just for anyone who needed like the top level of that and didn't realize a bit, I got you. Audio listeners, I got you. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, then there's like no Pokemon left for anyone else. Yeah.
True. No one else Pokemon can catch any. Yeah, you extinguished the population in the wild and you own them all now. Private nature conservations take over the Pokemon world.
Sure.
That was the idea, is 150 Pokemon in Red Blue, minus Mew, which is 151, but it's distribution only, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is, you and your friend have Red and Blue, you can catch all 150 plus Mew if you glitch or go to an event. Cool, got it. And then Gen 2 comes out, they add on 100 Pokemon. They added 100, so now it's 251, not 151, and you can catch them all if you have both versions, plus you go to the event. Cool, good. There was a big thing that was like a complaint when Pokemon Sword Shield came out, that the Pokemon in that game were limited to only 400 of the like 900 Pokemon. Like over half of them were just not in the game. They just didn't exist. And as a result, a bunch of people were freaking out. This is around the time of Brexit, if you recall. Do you remember the Brexit stuff?
And I believe in tell me if I'm wrong. At least 150 or more to be a Pokemon master is my destiny? Question mark?
That's right. That is correct.
That's insane.
That is exactly right.
It's ingrained in my head. I had to.
Hey, you're doing great.
I had to.
But imagine,
sure.
This is during Brexit peak. So gamers, knowing that the Pokédex is called the Pokédex, came up with their
Dexit or something.
The Dexit, that's right. Where a bunch of
that's kind
of
funny.
Not bad as a term. It's not bad. But here's the problem.
Goofy.
They were really, really mad that for the first time in the franchise, you couldn't catch all the Pokemon up to that release date's entry. You couldn't retroactively catch all the old Pokemon. That was like a big deal. People were mad as fuck.
Do we agree with that? Disagree with that? We're on the.
Well, that was the thing. Is the first time in the franchise, they're mad that you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
Except it's not the first time in the franchise you can't do that. Generation 3 did that in 2002, and they're fucking dumb as shit.
I see. Yeah, people just not understanding.
This has been a thing for 25 years that you can't catch all the Pokemon. This always happens, actually.
Yeah.
But this time it's Rattata and Pidgey, so it's more obvious, and they're like complaining about it. And that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Yeah, it kind of also reminds me of a certain voice acting kerfuffle that's happening in the Genshin space.
True.
Where people hear something and they think they don't know it for a fact, but they know it's true. But hashtag, guess what? LOL, it's actually not true.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely funny when that shit happens.
Yeah, people just take an untrue thing and run with it for sure.
And you can tell it actually happens because the amount of friends I've had to like have an actual deep conversation with, the deeper than I wanted to, and be like, Assassin's Creed Shadows actually isn't that bad, and I promise I'm not being a shill for you right now. It's like fun.
Some of these motherfuckers don't even know white chocolate's chocolate. All right, like they just be saying shit.
Well, to be fair, it is kind of crazy that even happened because hear me out. I know it's like a thing people say. It's like the thing your moms would say, like,
yeah,
oh, you know, like babies come from storks, chocolate's not white, whatever. I just think it's kind of dumb to be like, okay, well, it is from the cocoa bean, but also not the cocoa part, the dark part. You know what I mean? Like it is cocoa related, so technically kind of chocolate, right? Like
it's crazy. It's actually insane. They straight up be like, no, when you eat an orange, the white part on the orange isn't part of the orange. I promise it's just the part you it is, removed,
you know what I mean?
Like I guarantee you it's orange, dude.
Yeah. All this stuff always happens. It's always Twitter. And you know what it is too? There should be, love freedom of speech. I love people being able to express themselves how they want to, even if it's problematic. Because at least when you do that, it lets me know who I don't have to deal with or shouldn't have to deal with. Right? That's a good thing. However, I feel like when someone is like blatantly wrong, wrong, then I believe you should have to redact a statement and make a statement going, hey, I put misinformation out there. Let me change this up.
Sure.
Because there was, when Assassin's Creed Shadows got announced, there was a self-proclaimed Japanese historian on Twitter. You might remember this story.
Yes.
And this Japanese historian was going on multiple tweet rampages about how this is terrible for Japanese culture, blah, 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 whatever. It would turn out, though, this person was playing a bit, kind of like when people lie about certain things like medical issues or whatever, right?
Yes. Frequently a thing that people lie about, yes.
So he was basically lying about being a Japanese historian. And it came out, people found this guy out, and Twitter did what Twitter does best.
Go on.
Did something bad just happen?
No, we'll get to it. Well, we'll get to it.
Oh, no, I don't want to get to that on here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, okay, we can discuss later. We can discuss later.
That's not an on here thing. I don't think so. I took one look at that, and I can tell you that we're not speaking on that.
That's really funny. Audio listeners, there was a link we had to click, and the link was hilarious. But that's for later. That's audio listeners. That's not for y'all. Maybe Patreon.
That is funny. I can produce hours of content. Anyway, maybe we can talk about it because I guess it is kind of funny, but holy fuck, that's crazy. I did not expect that.
That one's a bit of a line. That's a bit of a line.
I didn't expect that to cross my desk this morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I actually was like, audio listeners, I was doing that thing that you see a dog do when they're confused where they like tilt their head.
Not only tilt his head, but his jaw dropped, and then his jaw doesn't drop that much because if you could imagine, we don't get blindsided very often. Yeah. And that was interesting.
Yeah, I very frequently am slack-jawed, and that time I was a stretched rubber band for sure.
What were we even talking about?
The historian, Japanese, the Twitter historian.
Yeah. So frequently on Twitter, people lie.
Yeah.
And this guy crazy. Lied about being a Japanese historian. And you might be wondering, well, Connor, Beau, how do we know he was lying? Reddit found out who he was, actually, because he was posting on an alt account. And when you accidentally cross-post on main, you get found out pretty quick. When you accidentally cross-post on main, you get pretty found out pretty quick.
That's a bit of a mistake to make. That's a silly one.
Needless to say, wrapping this one up with a typo, wasn't a Japanese historian. Everything he was saying was incorrect. He just hated black people, if you could imagine.
Sure.
Who could have thought?
Well, it's kind of like the people that were complaining originally when Star Wars 7 came out that there was a black stormtrooper, and they were like, that shouldn't exist because why would there be a black stormtrooper? And then what they really meant was that, like, they're dumb as shit, but they tried to, like, root it in the idea that, like, oh, well, all stormtroopers are clones of Jango Fett or whatever, and, like, he's, like, not black, so that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. But then if they actually give a fuck about Star Wars enough to have a take like that, they would know that the Clone Wars were over for a long time, and they just recruit stormtroopers now. So,
and crazily enough, they say it in the fucking movie. We stopped using stormtroopers a long time ago. We now steal children from other planets, and we kind of force them to be stormtroopers.
Yeah, they've been saying that shit. So it's like,
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Motherfuckers just they like to pretend that their racism is like valid by hiding it in like nesting dolls, little matryoshka of like, well, the lore would suggest, but actually they don't give a fuck about the lore, and they probably don't know what they're talking about.
And hey, you know what? I want to be very clear. I do not dislike anyone who thinks AC Shadows is a bad game. Just don't come to my stream and tell me AC Shadows is a bad game because the black guy doesn't exist. Kind of insane take.
Yeah. The better question is, how is the representation of Oda Nobunaga?
Let me tell you, there's a lot of my Chinese, Jesus Christ, my Japanese isn't very good.
Okay, Beau-san. Yeah, I hear you.
Beau-san, whatever.
San? Oh my god.
Chan, I don't know. Nani?
Sure. True.
It's very good. Honestly, it's been a good time. And honestly, there's a part in the game where you meet, because in the last couple games are these they went from doing. Have you played any Assassin's Creed games? Surely you played some of the older ones.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
They had the Templars, right?
I've played 2 in Brotherhood.
So you played back when the Templars were like set in stone Templars. So so we're playing like an earlier timeline. So we're playing like Feudal Japan before all the things with Altair and all that stuff.
No, Ezio Auditore Differenzi.
Exactly. So there are in Shadows, there were just like hooded masked guys. All the masks were the same, blah blah blah. In Shadows, it's really cool because you're kind of like find the things about the bosses thing, whatever your little shadow people wheel is. Fucking very Japanese, very cool. They all have different masks. Of like different animals and stuff. And there's a scene where they this isn't really spoiler because she never stops talking about it. They kill your father. In the scene, they kill your father, and then there is a row. They all show up in anime style fashion in a row, about to beat your dad's ass.
Yeah.
And there is a still screen, and it shows up because there's also like a camp system where you like can actually make a camp. By the way, I have like 100 dogs. I'll get to that in a minute. You can have pets in the game too. So in your like shrine, your like main building in your base, you have the picture of all of them in a row, and I imagine we'll put like daggers in them as we kill them or something. Fucking tight. The tightest. I'll have to show you a picture. The tightest shit I've ever seen in the game. Fucking beautiful. Also, you can pet animals in the game. When you pet them, they unlock. They unlock and become pets in your camp.
Oh, really? That's like how you recruit the pets for the base, is just pet them once and you have them?
Brother, hear me out. The camp is based on a grid system, so you can plot in a square grid system. Every dog is a square in the grid system.
Okay.
If there's 1,000 squares in the grid, I can fill
1,000 dogs?
I can fill the base up with 1,000 dogs. I think we're doing that at some point. Because there's also a mass delete function. So like we can do it for the meme and delete it later.
Wait, but do you delete the dogs and lose them, or delete them and they go like into an inventory to be replaced later?
Well, here's the great part. You're in the Animus anyway, so they're just game dogs. You know what I mean? They're dogs.
Yeah, but like but can you like take it?
Infinite dogs. Can you, like, infinite dogs. You delete them, put more.
But do you like when you put more? Do you have to recruit more, or do you store the ones that you?
So you pet a dog, and it becomes an unlock for you to plop in your base, multiple of whatever.
Okay, right,
finite
yeah,
amount.
right,
yes.
right.
So like I have 3 dogs unlocked. We can have a base just full of dogs. I think we're doing it.
Oh, I see.
They're free.
Like you're not unlocking a dog. You're unlocking that type of dog.
The type of dog is now unlocked if I pet it, and I can
like
go back to my base. Like if
you pet one Dalmatian, you can place infinite Dalmatians.
Yes, there is a category in base called pets. I can go to that in the editor, and I can put pets around. And they are like an animated decoration, but they move around also. So you plop them down in the spot you want them to be, and they will roam around.
Oh, do you have any elaborators yet?
You know, I'm trying to find. They don't have a lot of elaborators in Japan, in feudal Japan, I imagine. A lot of Shibu Inus, a lot of like dogs with their fucking tails cut off. Don't stop cutting your dog's tails off. You know what I mean? Stop doing that.
True.
No elaborators yet, though. No elaborators.
Soon, though. Soon, no. I hope.
Nani?
Eventually. Border Collie? I like Border Collies.
Border Collies are tight. We have 3 so far. So if I do find one, I will fill the base with them just for you. For your birthday.
Yeah, brother. True.
Though I will say they've done a lot of interesting stuff with shadows. I don't want to like harp on this. I don't want to be like a fucking little harpy guy.
They're Ubisoft.
Montreal, I believe, did this one. Either Montreal or another studio did this one. But no, it's really good. Like they've added a lot of the good stuff from the other games, and they've put them in this one in a really good way. Because like Valhalla was the game where you had a base and you upgraded the base, but everything was locked in its specific place. In this, it's like Genshin base builder.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Where you just like plop down stuff.
Right now, we're doing missions to find kind of like the homies to kind of grab in and like pull into the base. And then those homies have special buildings attached to them, like a forge or a hideout that unlocks other hideouts on the map, whatever, right? So it's like you're accumulating these buildings and base, whatever.
Yeah. That's kind of fucking tight. I fuck with that. And you know, I'll tell you this. I wish base builder. Let me ask you this. What was the first game with even remotely a home decorator / base builder that got you into the idea of base decorating?
Oh, brother, watching Nick play Sims and Animal Crossing for the... I imagine it was the GameCube, because I don't think...
Like the first one.
64 had Animal Crossing, right?
In Japan it did. Japan had Animal Crossing.
Well, we're not 64, in Japan,
yeah.
So...
he might have imported it.
As a 5-year-old, we weren't importing games from Japan.
Parents might have.
No.
Could have happened.
No, but probably Sims.
Yeah,
GameCube. Sims and Animal Crossing. However, I like the Sims route. I like being able to dictate where the stuff I want to place is. Animal Crossing is cool, but it's very limited on what you can do, and that's frustrating for me. I want to be able to have the option to make, like, for instance, the Switch Animal Crossing game, cool. I love the island, but I want to be able to have a top-down view of the island and make the island look the way I want to, and like make a river go a certain way.
Yeah, like the Switch Animal Crossing, yeah.
Like the Switch Animal Crossing, but that's the thing about Switch Animal Crossing is what I'm saying is you don't have the top-down view where you can do that all in one sitting. At least when I was playing.
Don't you?
Well, no, you had to run around and like plop stuff down individually as your character running around the island.
I guess there was like a shovel to level stuff and
I want a top-down view where I don't care if it uses a shovel or I need a certain amount of things to do whatever, but I want to have a top-down view so I like planning out my things. So like on the Switch, there was like a companion website someone made where you could like do certain changes to your island and then like plot out how you do it in game or whatever before you like make the change. Right. I want to have that in game so I don't have to do that. Because I have to visually see it and like work through what I want. And I can't do that in Animal Crossing, so it's hard for me to do it. Harder for me.
Sure. Yeah. I wanted to get the Switch Animal Crossing real bad, and then I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I was like, I might play this for like a week. I don't know if that's worth $80 goddamn dollars or $70. That's a lot. And then I didn't do it. But I thought about it.
Interesting. We'll strike that from the record.
Which thing?
Well, you're an undying, unwavering Nintendo fan saying it might not be worth $80. That's
to play a game for a week or whatever. I think if you're gonna play the game for like a year and a half, it's fine. But like, I know about Animal Crossing that like that's a game I play for like 6 days, and I'm like,
Well, you and Babe would probably play it if she played it like a lot. I would imagine.
I don't know. Animal Crossing doesn't really have multiplayer. I mean, it does literally have multiplayer, but it doesn't really have multiplayer. Do you know what I mean?
The Switch one
you're
did.
Not doing anything. You're walking around, you sit in a chair, and then you disconnect again.
Wasn't there an island made in the expansion where you could do stuff on the island together?
Well, I don't know about the expansions, maybe.
I don't have the expansion either. So
I only know the base game where you like walk around and you like pick up each other's fruit and then like wave and then that's it. You've done everything in Animal Crossing now.
I will say the different fruit islands is tight. Being able in that I will say this, having a game be multiplayer in a way that supports wanting to go to other islands and play with other players to then like grab a resource that your island doesn't have to come back to your island and like plant that resource and have it is tight. It is.
You know what I
wish?
Here's what I wish Animal Crossing had and it doesn't have, and if it did have it, I would pay for it immediately, even if I would play it for a week, because I wouldn't, because I'd play it for a long time, but it doesn't have it, but I wish it did. Here's what I wish it had, okay? I want there to be mini games a la Pokemon Stadium for multiplayer. I don't know if you're familiar with Pokemon Stadium 1, 2 on the Nintendo 64 or not. But they had like little mini game hubs where like you could for the chat homies that don't know, there was like a thing where you could like alternate the shoulder buttons to like dig as sand shrew, and there's a bunch of sand shrews and each player controls one, and whoever digs down to the water level to like make a geyser first wins. Or there was like Ekans ring toss where like there'd be like little diglets that poke their heads out of the ground and you had to like throw Ekans and it would like and you would like hit like it'd be like a ring toss game, and that was fun. And then there was one that was like lickitongues at like a sushi train, and like the more sushi you eat, the more points you get. And that was fun. And then there was one where it was you were a Chansey or a Blissey depending on which game you had in the transfer pack of your controller. And then if you used the L and R buttons, you could like lean left and right, and you had to catch falling eggs, but some of them were decoys and they were like bombs. And you had to like dodge them, but like you used left and right to like lean and catch eggs, and that shit was tight.
A Blissey Royale.
Yeah. And then it super was. And then there was one that was like Scyther and Pinsir and Sizor, and it was like a log with a line on it that would fall, but like you wouldn't know when it was gonna fall, but then it would fall and you had to like react to like cut it on the line.
You know, I'm gonna say something I just noticed.
Yo.
I had that same shirt when I was a 6.
The shirt?
Yeah. That's like a shirt my mom got me from Pal Royal.
Yeah, good shirt.
Yeah.
I actually have had this shirt since 2006, I think.
Did you get it from Pal Royal?
I think I did.
You know, that's kind of funny. You know why? My mom worked for the main office, and she was in charge of the buyers who bought those. I had all the sample shirts.
That's tight.
Anytime, when Dragon Ball Z was at its peak, they were selling millions of dollars of those shirts.
Yeah.
I had at least 20 either full run like they brought to the stores or sample shirts they were trying to get to the stores. They had one. I remember I had the one with the sun Kamehameha, so Gohan in front and then Goku in the back.
Yeah. Like the anti-cell one, the like killing cell one.
Yeah, no. I was like, that shirt, I know that shirt from somewhere.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
Audio listeners, I do have like I don't want to say vintage, but I guess is a 20-year-old shirt a vintage shirt?
Yeah.
Well, I have a vintage Goku shirt from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you're old now. You anything you have on from
you're old now. I'm a baby.
2006 is insane.
I'm just a little guy. I still wear my jeans from middle school.
And those are past vintage.
I wonder what is vintage for clothing. Because in the 90s, vintage clothes weren't from the 80s.
Yeah, but vintage is 90s now. Vintage is early 2000. People think CDs are lost media.
Well, yeah. That's what I say. 90s, I could see vintage. Is 2000s?
We're in 2025. I think for
like the year 2000 itself is like the cutoff.
I think for like the like 18-year-old who's going thrifting, buying shit from the early 2000s. Yes, I think that is vintage now. I think there is a vintage like.
Oh. In clothing, anything older than 20 years is vintage. Anything, but it has to be newer than 100 years. If it's 100 or 1 years, if it's 100 or 1 years, it is an antique clothing item instead of a vintage.
So I see. So your pants would be antique, and your Dragon Ball Z shirt is basically 1 year vintage.
It'll be vintage in a year. Yeah.
Yes. We might as well call. We're halfway through. Might as well call it vintage now. You know what I mean?
Halfway through the year.
Because you bought it in 2006, they probably bought the stock in 2005. We're gonna say vintage. What's the tag say? When was it threaded? You know what I mean? What's our tag looking like? What's the EST on the tag? I'm assuming like a 2004, 2005.
I can't see that shit, brother.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll do like a 2005. It's probably 1 year vintage or very freshly virgin vintage. Yeah.
I guess that just means I'm trendy and cool for wearing vintage clothes. Fucking got him.
Trendy or cool or old as fuck.
I don't think so.
Well, first of all, that's a Dragon Ball Z shirt. We all know Dragon Ball Super is the better show because it crashed. Well, it was a great podcast,
boys. I'm glad y'all came through. And
well, first of all, we all know Dragon Ball Daima is actually the best because Super Saiyan 3 was in it and 4.
We're testing me today. I see. Okay, we're testing me today.
While we're at it, the Beast Gohan movie where Piccolo turns orange.
You shut the fuck up.
Was probably
you shut your fucking mouth immediately.
I've seen Dragon Ball Z fans say that is peak animation. But they wouldn't know what peak animation is anyway because they're watching Dragon Ball Z. Da-da-da.
That's so fucking tough. That's so tough. And you know what? Fuck them. That's it. That's my full retort. I got nothing else to say.
Oh yeah, but also too, Super was better than Z because it did crash Crunchyroll that one time.
Oh, Super and Daima make me want to fucking headbutt a railroad spike. It's crazy.
And I'll even say this: Z2 better than Z1. Oops, I said it.
Wow, we're just saying it all today. We're just going crazy today.
And I'm gonna say this too: GT, sleeper banger. Everyone actually just hates that for no reason.
I actually agree with you.
Oh wait.
Wait. I actually think that's true.
Well, last time I said I liked the Dark Dragon Ball Saga, you said I was dumb for that.
Yeah, that was not the good part.
I liked it. I thought going in and beating all the Dark Dragon Ball characters were cool.
You know, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I don't like the big guy, the final guy, Omega Shenron. I think that shit's dumb. But like, I like the little Dragon Balls turning into the dragons, though. I think that's cool.
I mean, surely it was less dumb than Baby. Like your bad guy's named Baby, bro.
Really? Yeah, his name was Baby, huh?
And his character model, dumb as fuck, kinda.
Yeah, he did. And Baby Vegeta looked real bad.
You know what Baby reminded me of, by the way?
Yo.
A Chow that you hit against a wall too many times and went rogue. He did have a Chow face, didn't he? A little oblong Chow face. Really, if you look at Baby's face, if I remember correctly, his hair and everything, and then look at a Chow and stretch it, you can put a mesh in that.
You know well, okay, so for the sake of anyone who's unfamiliar, audio listeners, so to be clear, when we say baby, we're not talking about like an infant. In Dragon Ball Grand Tour, the series after Dragon Ball Z, but before Dragon Ball Super came out, there was a villain who kind of looked like he was like the shittiest grinder Power Ranger with a stretched blue head. And then it was like kind of a limp, floppy, like unicorn dildo in his head. It looked like toothpaste, kind of. It was bad.
Yeah, he looked like a toothpaste bottle you kind of squeeze too much, and it's like
right, and it's kind of off the top. Yeah. And then so like the idea was that he could like go inside other motherfuckers' bodies and like take them over.
Yeah.
So a second ago when I said Baby Vegeta, I didn't mean like Vegeta the infant. I meant like Vegeta when his body is being inhabited by the guy named Baby. And then it was bad. Yeah, that was not good. Also, I feel like I'm the only one who really cared that there was a guy in that series named General Rildo, which is real close to dildo, no?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z was really good for that, huh?
Dildos?
Like, no. Well, there are things there are a lot of dildo-esque adjacent things in Dragon Ball.
That's true.
However,
Piccolo's got 2 on his fucking head.
No, just like words that out of context don't seem very like, oh, interesting. But like, like you have Boo, right? And you're like, okay, Boo. Okay, weird name for a character. Okay. Bippity Boppity Boo. I see.
Yeah, Bippity Boppity Boo. A character
named Bippity. Okay.
Yeah, they're hitting the Cinderella type shit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's a lot of that. And honestly, I think I grew out of that. I think I'm done with that. I don't think that really hits me anymore.
I don't mind it too much. I don't mind it.
I don't know.
I mind the character of Boo existing, but I don't mind the naming convention too much.
I just recently saw there's going to be a new movie where Beast Gohan goes past Beast Gohan. Kind of crazy. I know. Wow. And he's going to fight Black Frieza. Frieza is now black. He has a new form.
Yeah, well, that's old. It's old form, if you can imagine.
I'm so
been having that.
I'm bored, right? As a fan of the IP, as a fan of the whole thing, can we have not this happening? Would be cool. New character would be nice.
Ugh, really?
Do you want him to brother, we've been fighting Frieza and Cell for the last 40 years.
I want him to not make new shit, is what I want.
I want Frieza and Cell never to come up again. I don't want them to even be... I want them to be like, remember that time we beat Cell? Cool, he's dead now and we don't talk about him anymore. That's what I would like.
Yeah, I agree.
New shit would be better without using re-old shit and putting a new color filter on it and going, look at how Black Frieza is now. He's strong. Okay, kind of weird. Let's just... And now he's purple today. Or now he's like, okay, we spun the color wheel. And now LGBT Frieza is fighting Gohan during Pride Month. What are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, they do be hitting the rainbow, huh? That's true. They do be hitting the rainbow a little bit.
I'm just kind of tired of it.
Here's where I'm at, right? Here's where my head's at.
Yeah.
Here's what I want. And I'm not going to harp on this too hard because I've said my piece on Dragon Ball about 100,000 times. But here's what I want. I want a reason to give a fuck about Dragon Ball.
Well, they're not going to give you that.
Have not. Yeah. Because like, you know what the thing is? Can I just for a minute? May I?
Canonically, there are floating fish in multiverse space that transports you to demon realms. And the floating fish with huge lips talks to you. And there are people there who are demons, but not really LOL. And I'm lost. I'm done. That's kind of like, okay.
Here's where I'm at. I'm going to say something brave and controversial. It's mentally ill to give a shit what's canon if the writers are different. If they're different writers, I can't make myself give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it. That new guy Toyotaro is writing all this shit. Why do I give a fuck about some replacement goddamn fanfic writer? Shut up. Who gives a shit? Because he's on payroll? I don't give a fuck about that. So I'm just gonna psychologically ignore all of it. Because, like, you know how people used to be like, wah, wah, GT's not canon. Because he's not written by Toriyama Sensei. Okay. Neither Super. So do I get to be like, wah, wah, it's not canon? No. Well, because he works that he was picked by. They were all picked by executives. Shut up. They're all guys picked by executives, dude. So, like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? Ergo. It's all equally canon.
Interesting. Now, I don't want to talk about Dragon Ball Z for the next hour, so I'm not going to say what I want to say. Which I actually heavily disagree. But also...
It doesn't have to be Dragon Ball. We just have to be talking about canon conceptually in anything. Doesn't have to be a Dragon Ball conversation.
If you're writing for the IP, then you're writing for the IP, and I don't think it matters who is writing, who isn't. Like, for example, Chris Metzen left the Warcraft team. It doesn't mean everything after Chris Metzen doesn't exist or isn't canon. Because, like, I know anime is different because Toriyama, I guess, created whatever, right? So, like, Chris Metzen didn't create Warcraft. He wrote for Warcraft.
Yep.
But, like, now the creator of the IP is dead. So now I guess some holding company owns Dragon Ball and he's writing for Dragon Ball, the IP.
Yep. Shueisha, I believe, and Toei.
So it's still canon because he is the canon writer. You know, he is the guy. He's the... I mean, I'm on board with you in saying we shouldn't give a shit about some of the shit he's done for sure. Because Daima's a piece of steaming shit. Bad animation, bad story.
Yeah. Bad
for who?
Just all not
for
good.
who knows? But yes, Twitter and the people who aren't allowed to be on Twitter by law. Those people is what that's writing's for. So, like, I don't know. I don't agree, but I agree with some of the points.
Well, because here's like my thing. What do we do then with, like, how do we pick and choose? Is just all canon then?
Well, I'm not picking and choosing. I'm just saying,
again, not like, Dragon Ball Z thing. No. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm saying, how would a discerning audience decide? Is just all canon then, just regardless?
I would imagine,
again, not like a Dragon Ball conversation, just like conceptually.
Well, so I guess what needs to happen is, like, okay, Dragon Ball GT was the most, like, controversial thing, right? It was stated at some point it was not, and then someone kind of somewhere said it was, if my information's correctly, or was it always on business, never?
Say what?
Was GT ever canon by Toriyama standards, ever said this is canon?
Well,
because I remember it from what I remember, could be misremembering. For what I remember, it was generally considered by everyone, even him, it was not canon.
He never really commented on it.
Okay.
And he was on staff to do, like, character design.
I see. So if he never commented on it, and now it is in a canonical series where, like, okay, now we have a things are doing this now, which is annoying as fuck. Haha, it's all canon because it's all in the multiverse. I hate that, by the way, but that's what's happening. So I imagine this multiverse thing is saying, like, but in another world with my smartphone, GT did exist. So I guess it is canon because now it is brought into, like, a canonical, like, Daima is considered canon. So, like, GT happened now because Goku can go Super Saiyan 3 or 4 or whatever and go like red monkey mode. So I guess it's canon. However, like, do I agree with it and do I like the series and think people should watch it? No. But like, I can't really fight the fact it's like, well, it is canon. You know what I mean?
Well, but
I don't want it to be.
The thing I'm saying, and again, not a Dragon Ball conversation, just kind of a general concept.
Anything it can be, sure.
Yeah, but like, here's where I'm at. Is like, if it doesn't matter, what was his name? The World of Warcraft writer left?
Oh, Chris Metzen, the lead writer.
Metzen?
Chris Metzen.
Yeah, so when Chris Metzen left, and then like other people started writing, that's still canon, and the reason for that we consider that still canon, I guess, is because the company still owns and employs the writers. For example, if I wrote World of Warcraft fanfic, that's not canon because I don't work at Blizzard.
You're a fan, yeah. It's fan fiction.
But if Blizzard hired me,
then it is canon. Not what you wrote as a fan fiction, but like what you're doing for Blizzard is canon because you're writing it canonically for Blizzard. You're getting paid to do a thing, for them.
So then, so my thing becomes then, if the writer doesn't matter, the company matters. Then surely anything where the company owns the rights to it and hired the writers for it, that's canon then, right?
That's what
regardless of whether or not
And I don't think I'm disagreeing. What do you mean the whole time?
Not like retroactively. And again, you use the GT example, so like for, but again, this is a general concept. People like to scream and shout and cry about how it's not canon because Toriyama wasn't involved that much or whatever.
Sure.
But it was still owned by Shueisha. It was still, they had the production rights to Toei. It's the Dragon Ball Z guys. It's Dragon Ball Z company.
Yeah,
so who gives a shit who wrote it? It must have been canon the whole time, no matter what, the whole time, right?
We would assume so because it's canon. It's been cemented in canon. Like if we had a little segment where a viewer called in and was like, "Why are you saying GTA is canon when it's not?" I'd be like, "Well, you're wrong, unfortunately."
Dragon Ball GTA would be way different. That's a whole different thing. Dragon Ball GTA goes crazy.
Wait, what did I say? GTA?
You did. Dragon Ball GTA 6
Goku
goes crazy.
Breaking out a windshield, fucking pseudo chopping somebody and taking a car is insane.
It's the driving episode.
No. But what I'm saying is, if someone called in and was like, "Why are you speaking shit about GT? Obviously, it's not canon. You guys are dumb." I'd be like, "Well, all the evidence supports the fact it is canon. Unfortunately, you don't like it, and that's fine." But But
well,
also,
I'm talking about not like solidified in canon now. I mean, like when it was new, like day one, episode 1 at the time.
Well, I mean, everyone's going to have their own opinion on what they think it is. But like, unfortunately, what happened was he decided not to speak on it and he should have just said what he wanted to say.
But like, does his opinion matter though?
No, because it was canon either way, right? Like it was canon.
Like even if Toriyama's like, it's not canon. Yeah, it is. Because it's owned by Shueisha and Toei.
Yeah.
So
so again, you can have different IPs. You can have like, you know how Marvel versus Capcom is like Marvel versus Capcom doesn't actually happen canonically in Marvel, but it's still like Marvel versus Capcom's its own IP, its own thing. Like there's no comic book saying like, "Hey, remember that time we went to Capcom and we beat a bunch of people and came back and beat Ultron sometime?" Like that's not happening.
Surely that's like a comic.
Well, maybe somewhere, probably in the Marvel versus Capcom IP, that would probably be a thing, right? But like, it's its own IP. So like, if GT was supposed to be its own IP, I could understand if that was a thing. But they never said it was a thing. They said basically like, "LOL, look at the continuation of our fellow travelers in GT." So I'm not. For me personally, I see that and I go, as someone with a brain, go, "It was canon. It's canon."
Gotta be, right?
It's gotta be Kennedy. Kennedy, Jesus Christ. It's Kennedy. It's John F. Kennedy.
It's gotta be Kennedy.
But like at the end of the day, people are dumb. And half the community in these communities are dumb anyway.
Yeah.
And so there's a dissertation. I'm sure if we Googled Dragon Ball GT dissertations, there would be one for why it's canon. And there's probably another 17-page essay about why it's not canon. However, unfortunately, the person who wrote why it's not canon is wrong. And they wasted all their time writing that. And that's unfortunate.
Bro, how do you feel about motherfuckers that say that anime isn't canon in general, conceptually, if it has a manga before?
Have
you heard that take? That like if a franchise has a manga, it is like let's say I read a manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm working for, company B, and company B has like, hey, write this manga for us, and I do. And then they say also, hey, we're gonna make an anime to go with that manga. And the anime is like a little diff. There are people that would say that anime is not canon and it doesn't count because it doesn't follow the manga that came first. They really think that. They just straight up be saying that shit. That seems crazy to me. Like, when I hear the word filler in anime, I just assume someone is dumb. Like, well, that wasn't in the manga, ergo it's made up. It's all made up, bitch. It's not a documentary. Goku wasn't a guy. Like, yeah, it's all made up. It's all made up.
Oh, I guess I never thought filler as like a thing that is a filler because it didn't happen. I always thought filler was just used for like episodes where nothing happens and it's just talking and boring.
That's what I use filler for. A filler episode is an episode that was created by the animation studio to make up the time where between mangas releasing.
Interesting. Well, hear me out.
Uh-huh.
I think it ends up being one of the I understand that some anime watchers or some manga readers wouldn't understand the finer nuance of other media.
Sure. Well, they're manga readers.
But
got 'em.
It would be like the Marvel situation where it is the same thing essentially, being like Avengers and like Marvel's Avengers versus Capcom, where it's a different IP because it's a different IP, but also using a little bit of something else. So I feel like you can't compare the manga to an anime because it's using the same IP, but it's a whole different medium. It's a different thing. Think of it as a retelling of the story. Like, it's really not supposed to be. If you're going into a anime thinking it should be panel for panel, beat for beat, what a written book should be, you need to be put on helium. We need to pull some teeth. We need to do a little bit of a fucking lobotomy on the brain.
Helium is crazy. My man said be put on helium. Brother.
I want you to feel everything, but I want you to have a high voice when you scream.
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
No, I don't think people should be lobotomized.
Bro, a Netflix original slasher movie that is somehow set in a way where all of the victims have to inhale helium first by happenstance.
All lines are just done in helium. Like,
yeah, it's a helium movie, but like they're in like it's like a bottle episode. You know what I mean? It's like a one-room movie in a factory where like helium tanks exploded, like leaked.
I would imagine you wouldn't be able to do that, right? Because there's only so much helium you can inhale before it's like dangerous or something. Or is it like, surely they wouldn't allow actors like 8 hours a day to be like inhaling helium and doing their lines, right? You would think. Because like I don't think it does anything, right? I think it just makes it just atrophies your vocal cords or something. It makes you like speak higher or lower. No,
is that true?
Like, it's interacting with your vocal cords, and that's why you hit the low notes in some gases and you hit the high notes in others. Like, it's not just putting a filter on your voice.
Yeah, you definitely can die from helium, yes.
Oh, well, yeah, we shouldn't probably do that.
Well, I had a cool idea, and now it's not a good idea because you would die.
Is it because it interacts with the oxygen molecules and somehow deprives you of it and you die because you have I'm gonna kill
asphyxiation?
I am going to Pikachu use Thunderbolt.
Just sitting in the bathtub.
But asphyxiate, is that what's happening with the oxygen? You don't get enough oxygen and you die?
There's no air, so you just suffocate and die.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, actually.
Yeah, people, I think, don't often think about the way gas is just a liquid that floats. But in terms of like, because you can't see it or feel it really, you know? I mean, you feel air on your arm when you wave your arm, like audio listeners, I'm flapping my arm like a fucking bird. You feel air on your arm or whatever, but like factually, it's just a really light liquid in terms of like the way it behaves for the most part. So right now, your lungs aren't empty. They have air in them, and air is like filling them, and you need the air to live. So if you replace that air with an inert gas like helium or sulfur hexafluoride, yeah, you just die. You're just dead.
I just had to do something real quick. Sorry. I'm listening.
Killing somebody with helium?
No, killing someone with screenshots. I got instantly annoyed with something.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
No, not even you. Just
perfect.
Before pod, you know, I am a bit of a social butterfly. I asked if anyone played, I asked if anyone was actively playing Assassin's Creed in a Discord of a mutual streamer. And someone hit me with a The Office laughing emoji, and I hit him with a question mark, and he said no one played that game. And then I had to go screenshot the 20,000
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yes,
no one played that game.
I had to screenshot the 20,000 all-time reviews and the 4,000 recent reviews of very positive and mostly positive, and send it because I was annoyed that even happened.
Well, speaking of annoyance and reviews, have I got something for you?
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know anything about Final Fantasy 14?
I know a lot about it, actually. I know some deep lore about Final Fantasy 14. You want to know some stuff?
Sure.
Want some base knowledge? Final Fantasy 14 originally came out, and it was very bad.
Well, it's funny you're saying this, because that's what I was about to tell you.
Well, true. So what happened was, it was really bad, and they didn't know how to make an MMO. So they did a server closing event, and then the lead, I don't remember the lead's name, but at the time, World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria was out. And then they said, hey, I'm going to lock this team in a room for like a month, and we're going to study World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria, and we're going to see what people like and how can we copy this. And then they made Final Fantasy XIV a Realm Reborn, in which apparently they did none of that.
Well, that's also true. They didn't do fucking
However, you know, they did do one thing that I hope some MMO that I play every day does at some point, and make a bard in which I can play 3 Days Grace songs in the city of Stormwind. Because that's the only redeeming thing about Final Fantasy 14. And actually, the casino they have is really tight too. And also the housing that WoW is copying. And also the professions we've already copied. But anyway, please tell me what you got going on.
Well, so as you know, then delightful. This saves us us some nuance here. But
when it comes
to for the audio listeners, and for the live listeners, Final Fantasy 14, very bad game, dog shit game originally, not now, dog shit game originally when it was new.
Yeah, exactly, and it closed very swiftly because of it. Yes.
Yeah, and the way in which it closed and then subsequently reopened as a Realm Reborn was they wrote into the story that effectively a god, I'm being a little vague because we don't need the background super like that, but
a Realm Reborn, actually,
effectively a god showed up and murdered, and I mean this literally, the world.
And you know what's crazy?
Blew up the planet and the reality that the world happened in.
The cutscene in which you see this happen is the original cutscene for a Realm Reborn. You're basically starting in a fresh world, reborn.
It is literally a reborn realm. Yes, correct.
In canon, they didn't just scrap it. They put the scrapping of the realm into the reborn.
In the lore, yes.
In the lore.
Right.
So the game failing, being bad canonically, is in the lore as a refresh. Anyway, continue.
So all the characters in the game have died. Yes. And anyone who dies over the course of the game as you play it is their death beyond the first, hilariously.
Yes.
But importantly, Infinity Nikki. Infinity Nikki, as you might recall, you played this game. during your subathon that just occurred not too long ago.
I did, and I reviewed it.
You did review it. And I feel like you had pretty positive things to say. It was not incredible review, but it was fine. It was fine.
I would say it wasn't very positive. It was I think I gave it like a 7. So it was like on the pot. It was like not fuck this game, but it was very much like also very 7 close to 6 if we're not giving it a couple points. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was trending fine.
It was trending fine.
Fine is the word.
When I played it, a lot of crashing and bugs generally, and I usually skew a little heavily on that because it had been out for a while. Anyway, yeah.
But do you recall, and I'll refresh the minds, refresh the memories, and inform the masses a little bit here, but beforehand, do you recall the tutorial of that game?
Yeah, I actually recall the tutorial being quite okay. Like, I usually don't like tutorial zones, so I found it like not too long, but not like crazy.
Yeah. So for the homies in chat who are unfamiliar, for anyone who does not know, if our little live listeners, if our little audio listeners on the Sunday release of this episode, if you're unfamiliar, Infinity Nikki is a dress-up open-world RPG where in the tutorial, you are introduced to the titular character Nikki and her little cat friend Momo, kind of a humanoid upright cat guy. He's got a little yellow hood and he's cute. He talks about barbecue.
Yeah.
And they're in an attic, and she's exploring this attic and finds a red dress, which we learn subsequently is magical. And she mentions, hey, it's crazy. Mom never let us come up here, huh? So she's in her own house.
Yes.
And in fact, her childhood home that she grew up in, and her mom wouldn't let her go in the attic. She finds this magical dress, accidentally is infused onto it. She doesn't like put it on like normally, but she like touches it and it Sailor Moon transforms onto her, And then she's transported to a new place, and she gets all these magical powers and meets some bitch in chains with a silver mask, and all this stuff happens.
In another world with my mom's dress.
That's right, in another world with my mom's dress. That's exactly right.
Cat companion.
Correct. And then that girl in the chains tells her, hey, you need to save the world. Everything's fucked. And then a bunch of bad guys show up from a different dimension and like jump them. And with like the dying last final moment of that girl in chains, she uses her magic to send Nikki to a place called Mirrorland, where she is like woken up on the floor in some ruins, and she has to now traverse and find some stuff. And she meets some girl that gives her like an iPad and a camera, and she's like, whoa, we're stylists, and this is how Mirrorland works. And then the adventure goes on. Okay, cool. So you might recall Infinity Nikki did not have co-op.
It did not.
It did not.
It did not.
Infinity Nikki just released their 1.5 update patch to introduce co-op.
I see.
Puts co-op in the game. And with that introduction, they have a Realm Reborn Nikki. They have changed.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
When you say a Realm Reborn Nikki,
yeah,
did they wipe everyone's accounts?
They didn't wipe the accounts. But they have they deleted the tutorial and replaced it with a new tutorial that starts out with you meeting like a galactic entity that explains the world has died and you have been like plucked from time to save the world and restart. It's a new timeline. Fuck everything you just did a minute ago. The world is dead, and you watch Mirrorland crumble and die.
Did they reset the progression?
That's a great question you just asked. I can see you're ahead of the reading. They didn't. Now you might have some questions. When I explain to you what they did, you will lose your mind because it is a masterclass on how to not do things right. At every interval, it is insane. Ready for this? You're not ready, to be fair.
And to be fair, before we deep dive into this, I don't think Realm Reborning something is bad, but this sounds like they did it wrong.
They did. They did do it super wrong. I think Realm Reborning is not bad because I think it worked out really well for 14. Went great.
Okay, cool. So we're on the same page with that. So what the fuck? I think I know what happened, and I'm a little concerned that it's worse than what I thought. Continue.
Yeah. So the new tutorial is Nikki. Wait, and I had to do this tutorial.
Yeah.
Because it is given to even veteran players as new content to experience, as though you should have the context of what you did for the last several months.
Yeah.
But a new player on a new account starts with this tutorial and has no context, and everything else doesn't count for them. They deleted it. Right. So, you meet this girl who, fun fact, is voiced by Farina from Genshin Impact. Cute. But you meet this new girl who looks like a crumbling deity. Her body's like falling apart, and you can see into her chest and some shit. You know, she's like falling apart. And she explains to you that she has seen countless worlds destroyed, and that every Nikki who has come before you has fallen. And they were trying to introduce this lore to introduce co-op, because now there is a reason there would be multiple Nikkis, because there are multiple universes that have to be saved sequentially. And each co-op Nikki is one timeline's Nikki on a journey to save their own Mirrorland. Yeah, they tried to canonify co-op. So that's already a little goofy.
Yeah, that sounds kind of dumb, huh?
It's not great. Gets worse.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the unfortunate catch here?
So they walk you through the destruction of the universe. And then plop you down in the Sea of Stars. And the Sea of Stars region has some missions and story stuff. And from that Sea of Stars, you can just go back to old Mirrorland that they just said was destroyed.
Well, I mean, technically that's fine, because in a multiverse, you would just have multiple mirror worlds.
But with the same progress, you don't start over. It's literally the one that was destroyed, not a similar one to the one that was destroyed.
Can we be honest right now? Can I be honest and open with the chat with you, with people who like gacha games? Gacha games are only there to serve one purpose: make you buy things. The story is a sham, and there are a couple games that probably the blanket term doesn't affect, which is like a Genshin Impact that does usually right by their players.
Yeah, there are a couple. There are a couple. It's not very many,
but mainly the idea of a gacha is, please give us your wallet, unlimited amount, please, thank you.
Yeah.
And
when you say that, we're talking about like Hentai Waifu Simulator 75 or anything in that realm.
Nikki, yeah, they want money, and so the idea of a story is that of a dream you're having in which it is kind of like an essential oil of a story. It is not physically there. You put a couple drops in water, you smell it for a couple minutes, and then it has disappeared and is gone. It is La La Land bullshit that doesn't matter. And I feel like Nikki finally has done the thing everyone has been saying, and that is, it's all bullshit anyway. Who cares? Fuck you guys. Give us money.
Well, it's worse than you think, if you can imagine.
Well, if it's worse than that, surely.
It is worse than that.
Tell me more.
Okay. So to coincide with this concept, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
As you know, you have to gacha for outfits.
True. And you gacha for more stuff, but yeah, gacha for outfits for sure.
No, just outfits.
Well, then you have to gacha for like the items too, right? Doesn't she have like the scepter of truth and stuff like that? And
that's like part of the outfit. It's all in the same one.
No, so what I'm saying is you gacha for like parts of an outfit, and maybe hopefully, LOL, we get an outfit after like 17,000 pulls.
No. Well, yeah, but no. Well, okay, so you're using outfit to literally mean like a dress. But yeah, I'm using outfit to mean like accessories included, like earrings and a mask and like gloves and shit.
It's parted out. It's like It's like the pit stop of gachas.
It's not one
you're
drop.
getting
Correct.
like one shoe, the left shoe, and then you're getting like the left earring.
You get those together, thank God.
I know.
Yes.
But they might as well do that because it's fucking diabolical that they're doing that way. But continue.
Correct.
For a game, by the way, that is not a main top contender IP in the gacha space, you can go fuck yourself.
Well, no. Okay, hold on, back up. Nikki's pretty poppin'. It's like the 6th Nikki game, and they collab with like Hello Kitty, Disney. Like they're real.
But like everyone collabs with Hello Disney and Hello Disney. But I'm saying like it's not Genshin, it's not ZZ, whatever the fuck. It's not
Gacha. No, notoriously, people do not collab with Disney. Disney is like you got to be real.
But like, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Like
no, they're in not. The Nikki's
we're not defending Nikki. First of all, it's not Genshin, it's not ZZZ, it's not Infinity Gotcha Star Rail 17,000. It's not like Star Citizen Rail. Like it's not any of that.
If you take away the Hoyoverse IPs, I would imagine Nikki is not terribly far from the top 3.
So what we're saying is if
like the franchise Nikki, not Infinity Nikki.
I understand. The Hoyoverse IPs is Amazon, and then Nikki is Temu. You get some good stuff from it, but it's also Temu.
Temu, Shein, AliExpress, it's in that vein for sure.
So what have they done?
It's a recognized name, but
what have they done that is so bad that you are about to just do a twit longer about it, but also you still somehow want to defend it? Please continue.
Well, I'm just saying they're not nobody. I'm not saying they're good.
They might as well be nobody at this point, because whatever you're about to say is going to make me go, I never want to hear about this game again. Go ahead and lay it on me. What happened?
Yeah. So buckle up.
So
when you're gachaing for these outfits, it is a pity of 20 pulls to get a 5-star piece of gear. You are not allowed to get dupes until you have the full outfit. Dupes are disabled. Okay.
Well, okay, that's fine. That's good, I guess. Good.
And an outfit was 9 pieces. 9 or 10 pieces. So it would take 180 or 200 hard pity to get the whole outfit. But the rates are pretty okay. You're going to average closer to like 13 pulls per piece, not the full 20. Give or take like 12, 14 pulls. So, unless you're Babe, and then you get triple 5 stars on every 10 pull because she's a god. I don't even understand that shit. But regardless. So you're looking at probably, instead of this full 200 pulls for a 10-piece outfit, you're looking at closer to like 130. It's still too expensive. Let's be clear. It's too much. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just giving you the framework to understand how it was before.
Yeah, I kind of knew. I was more joking. Like, obviously, I knew it wasn't like a shoe and like you don't have to buy the laces. Yeah, but it was a pretty egregious, even to me at the start. It's not good. Yeah, it's
not good. But I feel like that you need to have the context of how it was before to understand how much shittier this is.
Oh no! Yeah, sure. Hit me.
Yeah. So, they changed the 20 hard pity for 5-star pieces. I don't know what they changed it to. I just know people were raging they need to change it back. So it went up, which is shit. And they've also bumped the number of pieces in an outfit to 11.
And we might have people that don't play gacha. What is pity? So everyone kind of knows.
Of course. I'm so sorry. So audio listeners and live listeners, if you're not in the gacha space, when you are playing these games, aptly named GACHA gacha, it's an onomatopoeia that is reflectant of the sound that a Japanese toy machine makes when it drops that little plastic ball. You put in a quarter and it gives you like a plastic thing with a toy in it. Like surely these, if you were growing up in the early mid 1990s, 2000s, the 2010s even, you can go to any supermarket, any like grocery store, like Fred Meyer, any Kroger establishment in America. I'm not sure about like, King Foods, maybe Walmart. These stores, Target, they have those like little red and glass machines at the door where it's like toys in bubbles and like plastic balls. You put in like 50 cents to crank the thing. Right. So those are a Japanese machine called a gachapon machine. Games in which you pay a virtual or real currency to acquire items randomly without knowing what you're buying are then named a gacha type game because they are reflectant of the experience of those toy machines in real life. So, to affect the way in which you interact with them, games will introduce a system where, oh, if you get shit for like 40 things in a row, you're guaranteed a good thing on the 40th one.
And usually that's
a
5-star of some kind, or
whatever the highest rarity is for the game you're playing.
Something like something that shines, usually orange, and is like
shimmery gold type shit, maybe, or rainbow is common. So these high rarity items have like very low rates of occurring normally, but then at a set interval, you're guaranteed one as like a cutoff of like bad luck protection, so to speak.
Sure. So they upped the bad luck protection.
They upped the bad luck protection from 20 to I'm not sure what. They've since lowered it again because of the outrage, which is so funny. But for a minute there, I think it was 40, which is a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's
per piece.
Kind of tough, huh?
And they upped the number of pieces in an outfit from 9-10 to 11, which necessarily means 20 more pulls to finish the outfit at bad luck, right?
Yeah.
So, and you don't have the context of this. An outfit can evolve and change colors if you get the outfit a second time, which means increasing it by 1 piece is increasing it by 2 pieces to get the like quote full outfit.
And the original outfit is now 22 pieces. Because now you have to upgrade
instead of being 18 to 20, it's now 22 because you have to get 2 of it if you want the upgrade. Right.
And here's what I think about that. I know there's probably more happening.
Well, there is, but go ahead.
We'll talk piece by piece.
Yeah.
Surely, if you enjoyed your player base, you would go, you know what, guys? Once you complete the set, we'll go ahead and let you tier up the set, not individually, but as a set, encompassing as a whole. If you like your player base.
Not at all. They don't do that.
And this is and when we talked about it on the podcast quite a bit. We talked about it on our streams together and movie nights, whatever. When we say the gaming industry as a whole are a bunch of fucking bitches and would stab you and your family in the back instantly, this is the behavior we're talking about in which they would do that. Anyway, continue. What is the next point on this? This fucking train ride of tragedy.
Yes. So they have introduced their first new event.
Okay.
First new event. Of this type, this new event type, called a top-up celebration, where you are only able to participate in the currency acquisition and item exchange as a top-up reward. Now, again, for the gotcha exclusionists, if you're not a gotcha head, topping up is the colloquial term used in industry for buying the premium currency with real money on a credit card, for example.
No, they're doing a premium pass in which you have to continuously buy the currency.
Not even a premium pass. They already do have a premium battle pass. So that does exist. But this doesn't... The difference between a premium battle pass and this is that when you perform X action, you gain levels on a battle pass to gain rewards.
Yeah,
and there will typically be a free track and a paid track.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This does not have a track at all. This is for every $5 you spend, you gain a new bonus reward. I mean, it's not literally $5, but you know what I mean.
It goes up in rarity. Yes. I would imagine you have to continuously spend more and more money. LOL.
Yes. Correct. And the reward is a 3-star outfit.
In a game where 5-star outfits are the normal. The best you can have.
The best, yes. And to be clear, they have a special mode called contest mode where your outfit is graded on points. And if you and your opponent, if you have more points than your opponent, not PvP, mind you, there's no PvP, but there's this PvE mode where you fight NPCs and you have to outscore them with your outfit. Now, if you guessed that 3-star outfits are ineligible of winning those, you would be correct. Because 3-star outfits give you way less points than a 5-star outfit, right? Of course. So tough. That's tough. That's rough. And to alongside this paid event, they also released a bunch of special paid-only store content, which is what you would buy to gain points for the event.
Yeah,
so exclusive outfits,
yeah.
Right. And they have elected to do the thing where they make up a really big number and then decide the actual price tag and just say that you know where I'm about to go with this. So it's like an outfit that should be like $3, but instead it says on sale $3, 97% off should be $150. Even though no, it shouldn't be $150. You just put that there. You know what I mean? It was never actually going to cost that much. It was never for sale for that much. It's on permanent sale, and they just want you to think it's a discount.
This is also against the law in multiple states doing this thing.
Yes, correct.
I see. Okay,
but
sure.
It's not against the law in China.
Yeah.
So they're doing that for their paid event also. Very funny. And if you can imagine,
Yeah.
In their rush to release this patch,
I
don't even know how to explain this. The way co-op works is that you can hold hands with the other Nikki. And if you hold hands, you can jump around and fly together. So like if one of you has the flying outfit from the gacha and one of you has the swimming outfit, when you're holding hands, you can both fly and swim. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, since I can swim, we can swim, and since you can fly, we can fly. Unfortunately, when they implemented it, they made it so when you're holding hands, whoever the host is can still walk around and do stuff. Whoever is the connector is locked onto the ground and cannot move. And in their world, they are standing still the whole time. And in your world, you're walking around normally. But they're T-posing. And if you stop walking, they snap back to their original position and co-op ends.
Well, surely that's just a bug.
It sure is a bug. It sure is a bug.
Everything else is a feature. This is the first thing you've talked about, which is a bug.
This is truly a bug, yes. Also, most areas of the ground, I'm going to clarify, I didn't say some, I said most areas of the ground in the new area have no ground collision. You just fall into the void and die. Most of them. Also, because they didn't reset anyone's quest progression, and because this is the new tutorial they're forcing you to play, it tries to shoehorn you into the Archon quest, the main story quest that you've already completed, and it soft locks you, and you can no longer do story quests.
Why would... Chat, audio listeners, you might be looking at my face and going, wow, Seedall doesn't really make that face very often. What's going on here? It's a face of utter confusion and why do you hate your community? I just... Not Beau, but I mean... Infinity Nikki,
Infinity Nikki,
creators, right. Why do you... Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Does it get worse? Is this the worst thing? Does it continue?
It gets a little worse. Some of your other quests that you already had that are side missions are no longer completable because the NPCs that were related to them sometimes are no longer in the game. Like, characters were just assassinated by the world reset, and as a result, your quest log has uncompletable quests in it. Unabandonable, uncompletable. They're just sitting in there saying, hey, go here, but there's nowhere to go. And some of the parts of the main story quest that you can do refuse to lock you into... Like, you can't snap back to the gameplay after cutscenes. The screen just goes black and you have to force close the game. And when you come back, you're in the cutscene again, which then goes black, and you have to force close the game. Literally, you can't play. Also, a bunch of menus won't close. Also, some menus that do close disable the left stick so you can't walk.
You're gonna have to fucking speak that shit one more time to me. I heard it, but I need to process that a little bit.
Yeah.
Audio listeners, I apologize. It's going to sound like I'm replaying the stream as an edit. He's going to have to re-say this to me because my brain heard one thing and it sounds a bit diabolical. Please explain one more time.
Of course.
Yeah,
so
goddamn.
the the side quests that you used to have are sometimes unplayable now because the NPCs did not make it through the world reset. Some of the quest NPCs have just been deleted. So
No.
the quests you have accepted, if you have not completed them previously, might just not be doable.
Oh, that's funny. And then
The main...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. You got it.
The main story quest that you can do sometimes after the cutscenes will lock you on a black screen and refuse to put you back into gameplay. And when you force close the game, it starts the cutscene over, such that you will then loop into that black screen, force close, black screen, force close, black screen, force close forever. Additionally, a bunch of the menus don't close, which causes you to have to restart the game. And some of the menus that do close disable your left analog stick such that you cannot walk. You cannot control Nikki, literally.
So, like, so what you're saying is to play Infinity Nikki co-op, you're basically a slave to the person you're joining in on.
I'm sorry, you had the impression I was saying co-op. No. Single player. You can't walk. I mean, also it's a co-op too, but yes, single player, you cannot move. And it's such a replicable bug that it happened to me 8 times in 20 minutes. The only way for me to continue playing was to open the map, use the mouse to teleport, and teleporting reset my left stick.
I'm not trying to laugh over what you're saying.
You're doing great. You're doing great. So this set of bugs made the game, and I mean this literally, unplayable. Ask me what features work flawlessly.
If I asked you what features work flawlessly, is none an option?
The store and the gacha pool. No bugs of any kind, no errors.
Oh, well, of course. Let's be for real. What had the most dev time in that whole game? Yeah. Let's be for real.
Yeah. Also, they've added a new feature. You might remember I just said, to complete an outfit, you need to pull it twice, 11 pieces. That's 220 pulls because it's 11 times 20 pity. But you need it 2 times, so it's 440 pulls to finish an outfit, right? That outfit that you finish then is approximately, and I'm just throwing this out here, that's approximately, give or take, depending on how lucky you are, what kind of bundles you're buying. If you just buy straight premium currency, it's several $100s per outfit. Like 3,000, Jesus, hold on, $380 or $390 per outfit. That's kind of a lot. It's a lot of money. They have introduced, however, a new mode called the DIY Workshop, where you can dye the clothes you own. All right?
Oh, don't tell me you have to buy the dye as well. Don't tell me
you have to buy the dye per piece of the outfit, and it comes out to about $144 per piece to buy all the colors in an 11-piece outfit.
Okay, wait a minute. If I just want a green outfit, if I want the color green,
you can buy green individually.
How much individually for the whole set
of greens
for the transmog? If I want a green transmog, if I want to transmog my gear to be green,
yes. Well, how much? There is a green palette, and you buy each of the 8 greens individually.
Oh, fuck you! I don't even want to hear this anymore. Is this it? Are we at the end of the train?
You can only buy the better color palettes at the second evolution of the dress.
Oh my god! Okay.
And then.
Sure.
At the final evolution of the dress, 440 pulls in if you finish the track, if you do the whole thing, and if you buy every other dye color. Which, let's be clear, $144 per piece, 11 pieces after you win in 440 pulls, which is like $400, right? We're looking at a lot of money. If you spend all of that, fucking $1,800 for the one outfit, you can then purchase for an additional $15 an RGB slider so you can customize the RGB colors instead of using dye. You get full 256 color control RGB slider control for a whopping $1,900 an outfit. Yeah. And if you can imagine, the outfits have different actual effects. They're not cosmetics.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it gets worse.
So that $2,000 outfit you just bought and maxed out could get power crept in a month. In terms of like mobility or fighting things or what have you.
I mean, let's be honest, right? If we're spending $2,000 and then a gotcha off rip to get something anyway, we probably need to be in some deep-seated, very expensive therapy.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing. Oh, go ahead. Sure.
Yeah. To summarize, they have introduced a new feature that allows you to change the color of your outfits for about $2,000 per outfit. They have introduced a new feature where you are allowed to get minimal rewards for spending money, and you cannot interact with that mode without money. They've introduced a new feature where you can co-op with your friend, but the extent of the gameplay is T-pose locking them and rubber banding them in spot. They've introduced a new region where you fall through the floor and die constantly because the whole floor basically is Swiss cheese, even though it doesn't look like it. They have introduced a new tutorial and new plot and lore that destroy the old world and make the game fundamentally unplayable in terms of both quest accessibility and literal controls not working. Yeah. And they released a compensation and gave everyone 10 pulls.
Oh, wow. 10 pulls.
I mean, 10 pulls and 10 more pulls worth of premium currency.
Oh, maybe just do a couple hundred for the fact the game is broken and the only thing that works is your store. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's... Yeah, I'm going to be honest. This is why these type of things, I just don't...
can't. Because it's a fashion girl game, the community has now rallied to girl caught the game.
Well, of course.
It's being girl caughted. Which for the homies is the girl version of a boycott. It's a girl caught.
And doesn't do anything. The boycott version also doesn't do anything either. But
you know what's really funny?
Has it done something?
The Discord and Reddit mods are actively just banning people for participating in the girl caught.
Yeah, they're Chinese. What do you think they're gonna do?
They don't give a fuck. Yeah,
they don't do that there. Hello, everyone. By the way, Chinese company, they do social credit over there. They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, they don't.
A boycott? Cool. We'll fucking ban you, put $1 million towards marketing, and get more money, you dumbass. Is what they're going to do.
The girl caught better hope they're not the second child. You know what I mean? Because that's about how it's going.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. But also, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not going well.
Fuck. Yeah.
It's going badly.
Guys, I don't know if you didn't know. You know, you little fucking gamers out there. Sometimes... it's just better to play a different game.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's tough.
It's really, really rough.
It's funny when Americans do American stuff with a game or property or anything from a different country that doesn't deal with that.
And you know what's even funnier? This patch, this update, is in celebration of the Steam release of the game for people who didn't want to play on the Epic Games Store.
Well, hilarious. I would like to see what the Steam reviews...
The reviews are very bad. I was hoping you were going to say that because I would like you to see them. The Steam reviews, to be clear, are catastrophic. Really, really, really bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I thought you might enjoy that information so that you could go look at the reviews. I thought you might find that fun.
Very interesting to see what I'm seeing. How is it mixed? Surely these are people who haven't played recently, or there is 54% of users, 3,810 to be exact. Yeah. 54 are positive. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Are we deleting negative Steam reviews? Because what's going to happen is, because it just got put on Steam, it's not going to do the Steam chart thing for about a month. And then I think next month we'll start getting the because if anyone doesn't know, what Steam does is it has a thumbs up, thumbs down voting system for a game, and they will do a chart at the bottom of the game, and you can see the ratio between the dislike and the like, and they will track that by month, so you can see it accurately if someone or something is being review bombed, or if something had, like, let's say a bad update, and then you can jump to that time frame of reviews to see why people are reviewing it negatively or positively.
Sure, of course.
So that's kind of, for anyone who doesn't know how Steam reviews work, that's kind of how it works. So I imagine this is not going to look good and be very ratioed in about a month.
Probably, yes.
And that damage will probably be... The people aren't going to change their reviews.
You should be aware.
Yeah.
Some of the recommend, like, thumbs up reviews are, I feel like a pretty princess. My 10-year-old dreams are coming true. Very fun and whimsical. Gotcha system sucks, but can be ignored. 8 for 10. So, right. Or this gem that I really like a lot. 23 and a half hours on record, 14.8 hours at review time. So he's played an additional 10 hours after, 9 hours after making this review. Sure. Really a lot of fun, but super buggy. The camera tends to get stuck. Movement too. Also, the controls stop responding at all. Recommended.
You can see the DNA from BOTW.
Breath of the Wild. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's just fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? If these were family members, Breath of the Wild would be the great aunt of Infinity Nikki. Breath of the Wild is to Infinity Nikki like
yeah.
Never mind.
I assume what they mean by that is that there are shrines where you do a puzzle and get a reward, and that there is an open world. End of comparison.
Yeah, also every other game has that too. That's not a Breath of the Wild comparison. Sorry.
Really has that Genshin DNA.
What the fuck does that
really has
mean?
That True Crime Streets of LA for the Nintendo GameCube DNA.
Here's my review of the game. I love it.
Yeah.
They really didn't lie when they said it's the coziest game. Yes, some mini games can be quite annoying, especially some of the mini bosses emoji T. But they don't play a huge part in the overall game. I don't know what the devs did, but it's like they spoke to my inner child. And the ones of other women, and listened if you ignore the gambling aspect. Lol. That is such a crazy... people are so broken. They're like, it spoke to me in a way like my abusive father did back then, and I really love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what that review reads. I was abused as a child, and I feel comfortable being abused. Because that's what the game's doing to you. Sorry, I'm not making fun of abuse. Not doing that. However, if you're playing Infinity Nikki, that is a form of abuse, and you need help.
It's tough.
That's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's tough.
And I don't know if you saw this one from Nox Eterna. 0.3 hours on record, not recommended. I'm going to read you this review.
Sure.
I'm going to read you this review. All the bugs and monetization, which implies to me they're European, perhaps.
Sure.
Monetization issues aside, other people have again, I'm sorry, I'm giggling already. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is a negative review. This is a thumbs down review, to be clear. All the bugs and monetization issues aside, other people have extensively described them already. I won't forgive you for completely deleting the old intro and replacing it with some cosmic bullshit. Not only new players will never experience the charming old intro, even we older players are impacted by the change. After half a year, it seems like all of our past experiences with the game are non-canon. Spoilers. Apparently, our Nikki's backstory is now just a figment of our imagination, and we've been fed some asshole about destroying a previous timeline our Nikki was never a part of. All the explanations that made sense and built up the world and story are now gone. There's plenty of things they don't make a lick of sense. Momo pops up with no introduction of who he even is. The cutscene of how Nikki entered the world, gone. Her encounter with Aina, the girl in the chains, gone. Reduced to some forgettable chat, no dance, no nothing. The cutscene depicting how she gave Nikki the Heart of Infinity, gone. She just barely mentions she did, and that's that. All your shoddy excuses to try to tie it up with past quests are nonsensical, insulting. You ruined two characters we grew attached to excuse this bullshit change, which I assume it's bullshit. It's actually 8 heart emojis as a self censor. I can't think of
probably bullshit.
Yeah. Now the seer slights Aina and makes her look ignorant and incompetent, that she didn't even know what the artifact she gave Nikki does. All the mystery surrounding her is gone. There's no chains binding her, no dance. Giovanni, another character from the main story. Giovanni's whole backstory got ruined. Now his story about reversing time with the Aurum vase to change fate until Nikki appeared and could do it and was rendered a lie. Oh yeah, I guess it's relevant. The main story that they deleted was about, like, getting an artifact of the goddess of the world so that you could turn back time and save the world. Yeah, I guess that didn't work out, huh? Whoops. The seer says that it wasn't the Aurum vase, but her, Nikki herself, and she didn't know or care who Giovanni was, who reverted time, and that Giovanni turned into a monster in the previous timeline. It all makes him look delusional and stupid. The way the story was told in the past had cause and effect, all came nicely together, everything fit, the mysteries got explained by subsequent quests. Now it has all been torn down and inserted backstory that didn't fit, ruining it all in the process. The only way to fix this mess is to bring back the old intro, revert all the bullshit retcons to the story that ruined characters and world building, and leave this new update story until you are capable of incorporating it without destroying already established lore, if at all. It boggles the mind how we've been waiting for a new story update for months, and instead we get our old one all torn down and retconned instead. I regret spending money on this game. You can be sure as hell I won't support the company anymore if you're willing to insult your player base like that. Tough. What a teardown.
It's insane that someone went into this game with that level of caring about what was about to unfold. This doesn't read to me as someone who plays games. This reads to me as like someone, he's a casual player, they're a casual player, they, whatever. And they're realizing how gaming works. Because, I mean, let's be for real. I'm going to be honest. Whenever I first jumped into Nikki and heard some story beats, I kind of got the vibe that we went to ChatGPT and said, come up with a fantastical story about a girl who has dress powers and gets transported to a different world with her smart cat. And kind of came up with Threads of Fate and Thread Hearts and Infinity Hearts and blah blah. I mean, come on. I'm not talking shit about people who really enjoy the story and, you know, the women who like the little inner girls in them, like they just love the game. I just think maybe you're giving. This isn't like it's an RPG. It's not like you're logging into Sailor Moon, the RPG. You're not having a story game told to you. This is a game, money first, story second, story maybe fourth or fifth.
At this point, story off the list, yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be story second, behind the money, for sure.
Yeah. But even then, if money is first, if money equal first, story equals doesn't matter, whatever makes money. That's going to be what happens. This is something that people should know, and unfortunately, you have people like Reader who has now. This is probably their first gotcha, maybe, or their first experience. Now, he did say he regrets spending money. I would love to know how much money they actually spent. You know what I mean? I would love to know
more than they should have.
Probably if they're doing a whole takedown, teardown. Yeah, I would imagine. That's tough.
Yeah, it's bad. It's tough. It is really, really, really bad. And
quite possibly insane.
And I don't know if you remember when Infinity Nikki was like teased when we got the trailer. I was very clear, very open about how Infinity Nikki was my like anticipation game of the year. Like I was waiting with bated breath. I was like, that's tight. That is set up to be my favorite game of all time. I'm so fucking in there. Let's fucking go. And then the actual execution of it, the launch of it was like still pretty tight. Like the day one, like really getting into it, I was in there. I was like 10 for 10 invested. And boy, oh boy, the way that game went downhill so fucking immediately is crazy. Actually fucking crazy.
Like a landslide, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was insane, brother. There's a bunch of little Paimons floating around, but they're like blue. I don't know if you met them when you played the game. I don't know how far it is into the story you meet them. I think you did.
A bunch of blue Paimons.
Yeah, they're called the Feywish sprites. They're like silver hair, blue skin.
Yeah, I wish they were all just Momo, really.
Yeah, fucking tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, you meet this one timid pussy Feywish sprite. His name's Geroda.
Sounds like a timid pussy for sure.
He sucks. And the whole story becomes help Geroda become the king of the world. Unironically, literally. That's not like an exaggeration. He has to become king of the Feywish sprites or whatever, and you help him on that journey despite the fact that he doesn't deserve it, he sucks, and he's annoying.
Well, he also died, right? So he's like kind of gone anyway? Kind of like,
no, he's fine.
Oh, they transcend time or some shit, I imagine?
No, he's fine.
Oh.
Nothing ever happened to him. I wish it did. I wish something happened to him.
Yeah, like honestly, if we're gonna Realm Reborn stuff, kill the annoying characters first, and don't bring him back.
Yeah, I believe the story is still focused on him after.
Unfortunate.
After a Realm Reborn, and if you can imagine, there's even parts where like there's a part in the story where they're gonna give you the sick knight armor. It's like rose gold and it's like fucking got red plumage on the top and like a sick sword.
Yeah, we love like, a good armor set.
Yeah. And then seconds before you get it, you spend like probably 20 hours of story building up to Nikki getting this armor, and it looked so fucking cool. I was so hype, and you get to meet like someone who is already wearing the armor. It's like the ghost of the armor from before or whatever, and they're like the same height and build as Nikki. So you get to see what it looks like the whole time. You're like, oh, I'm gonna wire that shit. I'm gonna fuck cool, hell yeah, brother. And at the last sentence before you get it, it's like, oh no, there's actually not enough of the ore, but there's just enough to give the armor to Geroda.
That stuff.
And then Nikki doesn't get the armor.
He got Geroda'd.
And Geroda's like, cool, now I have the armor. And it's like, oh, brother, I don't.
Yeah, I wonder if you feel this way too. I don't know. Have you ever played a game where the armor mechanic is such that there are no like super rare, epic, whatever pieces of armor, but instead every armor starts as like a base, normal, boring version of the armor, and then as you upgrade it, the armor gets cooler and cooler as you upgrade. And then like by the time you're finished upgrading, the armor is like significantly like, oh, interesting how you recrafted, made this armor stronger, and it looks cooler at the end.
Audio listeners, I'm racking my brain. I don't think so.
Yeah, unfortunate really, because Assassin's Creed Valhalla did this, where like almost you could like pick up like a super rare piece of armor, but it all started off like really boring and like nothing going on, and then when you would like fully upgrade it, certain armor sets would like become really cool looking at the end of the armor upgrade track.
That's cool.
To incentivize like not having a million pieces of armor, but like having one that you kind of like suits your play style and you like upgrade it throughout. And I just, I've noticed that like Shadows doesn't do it, and it made me a little sad.
Oh,
but I mean, it has really cool looking armor, and it's like really cool pieces, like really cool, distinguished, like really unique looking gear or whatever.
Transmog?
There's a transmog system built in, and not a fucking like 1 year after patch. Thank God people are actually finally listening to that and being like, just add it in base.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, no, it just made me sad. So I was like, oh man, we kind of really like that system from previous.
Yeah. I wish there were more games like that where like your armor or weapons grow with you over time instead of just like replacing them. That's cool.
I mean, I guess I understand why an RPG wouldn't want to do that, because it wants you to like, it wants that feeling of character progression and like changing up the armor or whatever, and like those kinds of games. But like, I kind of like the idea of I have one set and it like, because it was like, I think in Valhalla you would have like armor of the bear, berserking armor or whatever, and it would be like a cool like pelt or like a bear pelt. And then like the fully upgraded version, you'd have like a fucking bear head or whatever. Like things would get progressively cooler looking.
Sure.
And I just like that. That's a vibe. That's like a whole fucking vibe to me.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I kind of wish there were a thing that more games did where like like if there was like a armor or a weapon that like follows you through the whole game and like upgrades along with you, but like they still give you that character progression because like you find like ore or something or like some magical bullshit that like reinforces it over time for, you know what I mean? Like not just like it gets visually cooler, but like, oh yeah, well we reforged armor with this iron we found, and then we found like platinum. We found like Damascus, and we reforged. No, your cool armor is now this, right? Like they could like you could have upgradable key item costs. Kind of like the tunic in Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm trying to find pictures to show you kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because that game had like, oh, there's this tunic, and then you upgrade it, and then there's another tunic, and you have your bow and arrow, and you throw it in a fairy fountain, and it becomes the bigger one, and you throw it in another fairy fountain, it becomes the biggest one. So like it's the same tools, but then like they're like upgraded over time, and that's kind of dank. Not that that's an RPG, but
they're called armor evolutions.
Yeah. That is pretty good.
Trying to find like a base version of a set compared to like the ending version of the set. But all I'm getting are like, it's showing me, I fucking hate when it does this. You look up armor evolutions and it's showing you a combined version of all the end evolutions of the armor. I specifically want you to give me the goddamn,
like you want the evolution chart of one set of armor.
Yes.
Right. But instead it's just showing you the final evolution of everything.
Oh, the fucking... Sometimes I wish I could just get in people's heads and be like, can you fucking do this for me, please? Can you...
True.
Truly, surely you can't just do this for me?
Well, can't win them all, you know what I mean?
I'll find it and show it to you later. I wanted to show everybody because people might not know that like there are systems like that in games. Because it doesn't happen very often, and the games that do it are very few and far between.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this is like an MMO thing, really, and kind of like WoW does this, where like the base like raid finder version of a piece of gear is way different than like what the mythic version is gonna look like.
And you know what game used to? Oh, go ahead. Go.
No, you go.
Sorry.
No, please. No, I was just gonna say it's just different from the mythic version or whatever.
Yeah. No, for sure. And you know what game used to do are like evolutions of items that was really tight that I liked a lot was Blade and Soul. It was like as you were playing through, it'd be
MMO, sure.
Yeah, you're like, oh, feed this thing to your weapon to get the next tier, and feed this thing to your weapon to get the next tier, and feed this thing to your weapon to get the next tier. And then eventually a patch dropped where they said, oh, that evolution item that you've been carrying around, yeah, throw it away. This is a new weapon from in-game, and just it's better than everything, fuck you. And I don't know why the game dev would ever do that. Isn't that weird? It's like an insane choice.
To just throw it away.
Yeah, you evolve this weapon like 15 times over the course of like, 5 regions or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, it became the moon water, became the plane thing, became the fucking, I got the sand one, and it keeps evolving, my weapon's getting stronger, this is so tight. And then they're like, oh, new content patch, it's a new weapon that doesn't evolve and it shits on everything you've ever had. So you just equip this now. And it's like, well, then why the fuck did we have the evolution shit then? Then why are we doing that then?
Yeah, right? No, that sounds dumb.
Unlucky.
Am I just like, I must be just off my game because I can usually Google stuff and find stuff pretty fast. I, for the life of me, cannot find a single thing showing me the evolution of a piece of like an armor set from beginning to last.
My poor boy.
I feel like I'm losing it a little bit because I'm not crazy. I did Google it to say, does AC Valhalla have this? And it does have this. But I cannot find you a picture because I was like, maybe it was Odyssey or something. Nope, it was definitely Valhalla. Put 100 and some hours into it. I know it was that. I cannot for the gosh darn life of me. Oh, actually, I just found a horrible looking one, but it shows off the idea.
Okay.
Audio listeners, if I cannot Google and find something, I kind of get annoyed. So it is like in the lowest res possible imaginable, but this is kind of like armor evolution in the game, essentially. And there are some that have more than 3, but this was like just one that had 3, for instance. And it's like the ugliest looking set possible.
Yeah, it gets like new buckles on the pouches. The horn gets upgraded. The wrapping gets upgraded. His pelt's a little fancier. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. His helmet gets a little bigger, more skulls, more bones, a little. Yeah. I see.
And it's very very Viking heavy, right? But like also they were like heavy armors as well. So if you could imagine, some of the plate would be more extravagant. You'd have maybe runes on stuff and stuff like weapons, also more runes, more like Viking vibe type shit. You know what I mean? Just very much a very cool situation going on.
That's kind of tight.
Yeah. And then WoW does the same thing. It's not like the armor set changes names, but in the difficulty in which you do it, more effects on the armor or like more details will be added. And then from Raid Finder to Mythic, it's very much like this cool, has like glowy effects or, whatever kind of effect is on the armor, whatever it is. It's like really neat though.
Yeah. Like I'm seeing one that's for like, I don't know, some kind of Myrmidon or whatever. And his like helmet gets bigger and the plumage goes. It gets like red accents and stuff. I'm like, link you the thing. So I assume this is like, that's pretty good. That's kind of tight. I don't know if that's the right thing because I didn't play the game, but it came up, so I assume it's the right thing. It seems similar. But that's pretty fucking good. What a shame. Assassin's Creed is an interesting thing. It seems on a surface level like a game that I would enjoy. And then, we talked about this the other day. I watched gameplay of it and I was like, whoa, woof. But conceptually, it seems like something I would have liked. So maybe it's like more fun to engage with than to watch.
So again, I was talking about this in chat the other day. Every Assassin's Creed game is a different combat style. So I think what ends up happening is divorced of the story, which usually AC games have decent stories. Not like it's not winning a Nobel Prize or something, but it's, okay. It's not like fucking, a World of Warcraft Shadowlands level fucking, terrible. But LOL, all the bad guys were just a soulless doll, LOL. But every game has a different combat style. So like, in this game you're playing either as the brute Yasuke or Naoe, which is the assassin in the game. So she's more frail, and she plays like someone drastically different than someone who's a brute going around and bashing people's skulls in. She breaks armor a lot slower. She struggles with heavier opponents.
Oh no.
No, but not in a bad way. But
Are
I'm
all
saying
bosses like heavy opponents though, or something like
No,
that?
no, no. I'm just saying like they all deal with different opponents differently. So like Yasuke would probably struggle with like a faster opponent because he's more slower and heavy attack based.
So the ninja girls with the swords from Borderlands 1, he's not having a good time.
He's not having a good time, but I'm just saying there's nuance there that you can tell.
Sure.
I'm not saying you might as well not play the game. I'm just saying in general you can tell the difference. However, your experience, so what I'm struggling with now is I'm playing the assassin Naue, and she handles way different than Ivor from Valhalla. Eivor, I mean. Yeah. And so I put almost 300 hours into Valhalla. So I'm struggling with the difference in play style with her because she's very stealth heavy. You know, in Valhalla, you're a Viking, you just fucking run in and hit things. They put the assassin back in Assassin's Creed, and it's taking me a little bit to like get back on that.
Okay.
I could go through a dissertation, but again, I will say it has the reviews it has because it's actually a good game. So what they did was they essentially went through and they added dynamic weather. They added dynamic weather related terrain situations. So for example, there's a lot of ponds, there's a lot of different flora and fauna, and whenever the weather changes, those terrain situations change. So for example, they added a couple new stealth types in the game.
Yeah.
You can go prone, and then you can go under the water and use like a reed and kind of swim through the pond with a reed and circumvent people that way. However, though, when it is winter, for example, you can't use the pond because it's frozen. The pond will dynamically be frozen, and fauna and flora will have less leaves, so you're less covered. So you have to figure a new way around certain traversal situations depending on the weather. And then also too, there's dynamic weather as far as like rain and like actual weather patterns, not just like, ooh, it's cold, right? So for example, it was thunderstorming the other day in game, like a heavy thunderstorm was happening. And because thunderstorms are loud, the enemies could hear me less because of the thunderstorm. So you're less detectable during a thunderstorm.
Interesting.
So there's a lot of dynamic situations. So they basically, what they did was they went back and they were like, okay, let's put the assassin back in the Assassin's Creed game and build the game around actually going around and doing those things. So there's also these dynamic lanterns around, like paper lanterns, like the little lanterns that go over. So you can snuff those out. So then you are now enshadowed in an area, and then you can sneak up on an enemy. Because obviously there's no power. It's all lantern, candle based. So then you would go in, if you want to be super stealthy with it, you can do all the candles, turn them all down. People can see you less. The field of view is less on the enemy. They can go in and assassinate people easier.
Sure.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you. So wait, does the weather, what is it like on a real clock, like day night cycle of like X minutes is a day in the game, or?
So there's a day night cycle. There's also a weather cycle. So like a actual weather pattern cycle. So you can see a meter in your bar, and the longer you play, the seasons will go through. Obviously, it's not going to be like one full human day is like one day in the game. Obviously, they're not going to do that because it's a simulation. So they want to show you those different terrain. They don't want it to be like every day is a different thing, but it is a thing in your map that will show you, oh, winter's coming. Winter's about to come if you play longer. Or you know, you're going into this new season. So basically, if I'm explaining it better, they have seasonal weather patterns that dictate what's happening, but they have daily weather situations. So if you're in winter, instead of raining, it's going to be snowing.
Interesting.
And that weather is going to be different depending on. So I would imagine, I haven't encountered snow yet, but from what I've seen from its showcase, I'm assuming it's going to be the same, in which in like the spring and fall when it's raining, they can hear you less. Right? The rain is covering footsteps, shit like that. In the snow or the winter, I imagine field of view is going to be smaller, so they won't be able to see you. So think of like, you throw a smoke bomb, field of view goes drastically down. If you're in a blizzard and you're trying to enter this temple, that's like has a big outside courtyard, you'll probably not be seen very well.
So does that imply that there's like a benefit to just like standing around and waiting for ideal weather?
Oh, no, it doesn't imply that, because no one's going to do that. Stop.
You say no one. I'm out here trying to AFK for a thunderstorm.
Fuck. I mean, I guess for you would just play it like that. I don't think...
I'm AFK for the thunderstorms. I'm AFK for a blizzard.
Well, you wouldn't want to AFK for a thunderstorm.
Why? Wouldn't it make you more...
You wouldn't be able to be heard.
AFK until.
Yeah, until, I guess.
Like,
no, because you would just play the game.
Because I'm not trying to get out there and try to infiltrate someplace in the middle of the motherfucking day, sunny, funny, no clouds and shit. That's crazy.
You can't dictate, from what I've seen so far, you cannot dictate when a snow happens, right? It is on a...
random, yeah.
It is on a random cycle. I think you might still be able to do day and night things or whatever. But you could just play the game and not be like that. I think you like to be difficult.
How is it difficult? I want to play in optimal conditions. Give me the thunder.
You're difficult. So yeah, but these conditions aren't supposed to be all the time, right? Like,
yeah, that's why you gotta wait. Otherwise, it'd just be rainy.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it's pretty fun. You should try it if you like it. You're gonna steal it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you should try it if you think you would enjoy.
Yeah.
I think you would enjoy her, and I think you would enjoy the combat because because you played Sekiro, right?
I own it. Haven't played it.
Interesting. I thought you would have enjoyed that. I don't know.
Sekiro?
Again, your mileage may vary. Some people might not like that style combat because it is very different than like Origins. Origins was very different than Odyssey. Odyssey very different than Valhalla. Valhalla very different than Shadows.
Right.
So in a game like this, you're gonna enjoy it more if you like the combat, or you're not like very picky on. I wanted Eivor 3.0. Well, then it's not happening. But all in all, it's interesting. There's a lot of cool like finishers as far as like with the hidden blade. Very stealth heavy. It makes it feel like an Assassin's Creed game again. You can't just run up on anything anymore and just free run into fucking space. You have to...
No, Ezio, please. I'm trying to free run.
Well, with a Valhalla, it was absurd, the things you could run up. You'd be like, really, bro? Really? You could run up any... I could run up a cat, you know what I mean? It's just dumb as fuck.
God. That's crazy.
It's so stupid. Yeah, with Valhalla, they really said, just do whatever you want, King. There's nothing to grab onto in this building. You can run up it, no problem. Spider-Man gloves. Spider-Man gloves, enjoy.
I see.
You know what I mean? Shit like that. Yeah. No, but you have to be more... You have to move with meaning, I guess, is what I'm trying to say in Shadows.
Or you can move with the thunderstorms. Let's go, baby.
Again, those aren't on a timer. It'll be random. So like, I guess
turn
wait
up
3
the
hours.
ambient sounds, AFK with your headphones blasted. You hear that rain? It's time to come running for the mission, baby. Easy. Hell yeah.
I want you to know, our friendship is strong. Our bond is great. I love you infinitely.
Oh, you too.
But you know when they ask like friends, like, what is one thing you wish you could change about your friend? Like, what's that one thing? I wish you weren't so fucking impossible to deal with when it comes to stuff like this.
What do you mean?
You know what? I don't need to explain.
What impossible thing is there about waiting for ideal weather conditions?
I'm not going to play NASA the game. I'm just going to... You're not...
NASA does that, bro. I'm SpaceX with it, bro. I mean, not SpaceX as Elon, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm starting my betrayal arc, actually.
Oh my fucking god!
I'm rising up.
Well, you don't wait for the ideal weather, so I would watch out. You're about to try that uprising midday, sunny, no clouds.
I hate to say this, I hate to say it, but every weather's ideal for me, baby.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
No,
not me, bro.
I don't know.
I'm Stormborn.
You uniquely play games to try to break them and play them the way they're not supposed to be played. So,
well, surely that's how they're supposed to be played if the game lets you play that way. Anyway, the game lets you play is how you're supposed to play.
Surely you're supposed to put all the bodies in one box and carry the box around like a little trinket trophy.
I don't carry it around. I leave it in camp. And then I take the bodies to camp and deposit them like a body bank.
Like a body bank. I wonder if that means surely no one thought that someone was actually going to be a psychopath and do that.
I do wonder sometimes if the reason my game erases itself and crashes is because I have too many items to load in one box. Because it's all the bodies.
You know, it's funny. You know, this also happens sometimes being your friend. You will say a thing like, man, I hate Borderlands. I hate Baldur's Gate 3 because of a thing happens. This thing constantly happens. I'm like, that's so weird. It doesn't happen to like 99% of the people. It's crazy. And then, you know, months later, whatever, year later, I'll get this like these little nuggets of info. And then I'll be told I also store around 1,000 bodies in a box in my camp. And maybe I'm not supposed to do that.
Well, then the game shouldn't let me do that.
You know, it's interesting you say that. I would love to see a save where you play and it doesn't happen. You don't do that. You spawn from doing that one time. You don't do that one time. And we'll see if the game continues to crash. We'll use the same version of the game you pirated when you first got it. And we'll try and then we'll try that and see if that works.
I'll have you know I actually own that game.
Do you really have that?
Yeah, I do. That one's on my Steam library. Yeah, that's a real one. I actually own that game. Well, I guess I don't own it. I own the license to play it, Lamau. Thanks, Steam. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a physical copy or anything, but that one's one that is just a purchased copy, if you can imagine.
Oh man, that is just so fucking funny.
I'm so sorry to have done this to you. You were really expecting it to be like, oh, it's a pirated game, so it crashes a lot. Nope, that's the paid full release.
Well, no. I don't even think I wasn't even going pirated game crashes a lot. I was going crashes a lot because of you. And then also, we can use the same version as you played back then because you stole it. That's what I was going for.
Oh, interesting. I see.
Because obviously your pirated stolen version. Because your version of what you were playing when that occurred wouldn't change because obviously it's not going to patch like it does on Steam.
Oh, no, I stole the patches too. You know, for games that I play, like Pal World, I was like stealing patches.
Well, yes, I understand.
So if I had stolen it, I would have. But no, I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying in this instance.
It's not going to auto update and not be able to. With your stolen patches, you can revert back to an older save. You're not doing that on Steam.
Right.
In some games you can, but I don't think Steam allows you to do it for. I don't think like the big guys
most of them
allow.
I think.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Kind of when you think about it, you would imagine they would. I don't know why they don't do that. But
yeah, you know, it's interesting. Gaming is kind of weird in that, like, you know, when a book is released, you can't just like be like, well, no more book, lol. I'm gonna burn it all. The book still exists somewhere, and you can like get it. Version 1, 2, whatever version you want, you can find it. Gaming, it's like, hey, version 1.0 doesn't fucking exist.
That game's gone.
It's gone. It's overwritten and gone. Probably
Deleted,
not even saved.
Does not exist anywhere on Earth. Yeah, gone.
Yeah. Kind of weird that they do that.
It's a little tough.
Gaming's the only thing where there's no conservation of quite literally anything.
You know, when Square Enix made Final Fantasy VIII, when they were done, they just deleted it all. Like, they made the physical disc, sold it, shipped it, blah blah blah, and they didn't like archive those files for future reference or like save the models to work on a different. They just deleted everything. They're like,
a lot of like Sega games, a lot of like Super what was that? Condor 64 or whatever, like a lot of those games, there are no like backup files.
The Commodore 64?
Yeah, like all those old like cartridge, old school, like first kind of disc run games.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to the company and be like, hey, do you still have the files for that? Like it's it's only because people crack those and get the ROMs do we even have that.
Yeah. Wand of Gamelon for the Philips CDI.
Lego Island for the Windows 95, they don't even have the source code. Have you seen the guy on YouTube that basically cracked the source code from like a Chinese version? Funny. And they basically recoded everything. They retro coded it back to be able to play on like a newer hardware.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like, and I think they're like 99% done.
Wow.
They decompiled everything and just recoded all the parts that were just like goggly gook doesn't exist anymore, and like
that's cool.
Sent it. Yeah,
kind of love that. Actually,
someone is also doing that with the original Toy Story game, where you where you play as Buzz in the room or whatever, in Andy's room.
Yeah.
They decompiled and like recoded and new assets and everything for that.
That's really funny.
It's insane.
Good for them.
But it's also insane. I like in two sides of the coin here that the company doesn't just keep all this info.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Companies in general just don't give a fuck about anything.
It's so crazy. It's insane to me.
Well, sometimes you just gotta not give a fuck. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's important to just simply not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta stand around and wait for a thunderstorm.
That's insane.
I maintain that game developers wouldn't want you to do a thing and then put it in the game, and then also not want you to do a thing and put that in the game.
Oh, so what you linked me, by the way, I didn't realize. I didn't look at the picture. This is Odyssey. These are just showing his progression from being like, I think like a poor, he wasn't a slave, but like a poor peasant, mercenary to like son of a god or whatever. So like that's kind of what that's showing. It's not actually the same armor or whatever. That's just.
I thought he just like grew from like peasant to Myrmidon. I was like, that's tight.
No, you kind of find out there's something going on with like Neptune and stuff, and like what's the place underground or whatever,
Hades?
Not Hades. You do go to Hades, but the other the underwater one. The underwater one, the flood.
Atlantis,
there you go. So a little Atlantean blood in them, a little hell in there, a little bit of fell out of heaven type vibe. There's a lot of stuff going on. Odyssey was kind of cool. Again, if it wasn't an AC game, great game. Because there wasn't a lot of AC in that one, you know what I mean? Other than like the Isu, you really in that game you're learning about old Isu, because like, you know, Atlantis, Isuians or whatever you call them, heaven and hell, whatever, Isu, really just different places, but actually were places.
Okay, sure, I fuck with that.
So like all the other games progress like Assassin Templar lore. This was like the Isu lore versus like all the other bad Isus, because there was like good and bad. Anyway, long story short, good game. Very lightly, you know what it is? It's when you buy an ice cream cake and there's more ice cream and no cake.
Yeah.
So there's a thin sheet cake bottom maybe, but like it's 17 layers of cake. No, I'm sorry, 17 layers of ice cream. Yeah. No cake. Hold the cake.
Sure.
So it was like a little Assassin's Creed. Hold the creed.
Hold the creed. True. Imagine I've never had an ice cream cake my whole life. Just missed that whole train. Maybe next year's the year. I get this year was like the dragon snot cake, obviously, but then maybe next year, whole ice cream cake. Who knows? Who could say? All I know,
yes,
is that I'm doing what the developers allow me to do. All right, bud.
Well,
I'm not even difficult. I'm just a gamer.
Well, I'll say this. I know your girlfriend. And I think she would agree you are difficult sometimes, TM. Love you.
Well, yeah, but not for that reason.
Well, for that reason sometimes, yeah. She would agree with me. She would agree with me.
So.
She would be on board, but we also love you and support you in
that I'm difficult your endeavors. For the way I play games?
Sometimes you are a little difficult in how you think about games, yeah.
I think she'd say that.
I think...
Difficult? I don't think she'd say... I'll tell you what she did say when we were playing Fields of Mystria. Oh, yeah? She did ask me, why can't you be normal and play normal?
Interesting that you say that.
She did say that.
Because I'm literally saying the same thing.
Well, but I don't think it's difficult.
It is a little difficult. So let me walk through. So when she got to the point where she was saying that, you were being difficult. And she had to say, couldn't you just be normal?
No, well, you know what it was? Is that I was like, oh, if I plant these crops, it's better for my money. And then if I get more stuff, I upgrade fast and then bang. And then she was accusing me of speed running, is what it was.
Oh, no, we're not. Well, I could see you doing that in some games, yeah. Because there's no real like speed running in Borderlands or whatever, so we can't really do that. But I could see in that game.
Check this out. There's like mines with layers, and then like the ores are in the different layers of the mine.
Yeah, I played whatever it was called, the one with the farming grandpa. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a traveling cart in this one, much like the traveling cart in Stardew, but they sometimes sell like ingots to like craft your weapons and stuff, you know. Yeah. And I just happened to blow some money on the highest rarity ingot and make the ingot thing, and then pop through the mines, and then wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden, I have like $1 bazillion every day because I planted too much stuff and I'm going crazy. I'm cracked out of my mind.
Do you think you like Stardew so much because you secretly wish your grandpa left you a farm?
I dislike Stardew. It makes me panic. Actually, dislike Stardew isn't quite right. That's not true. I like Stardew a lot if I mod it so that the daytime doesn't progress. If it like pauses the daytime, but the daytimer makes me panic.
I see. If I play the game differently than how it was intended. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which comes back to the idea of why I opened with I don't necessarily like Stardew. You know what I mean? Because you remember that previous conversation we had, like, sure. I fuck with cosmetic mods, but generally speaking, I don't think you can say that you like a game if you only like it modded. Like system mechanics wise.
No, I do agree with that for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know if I really like Stardew, but I like the concept of what Stardew could have been without a timer. But the timer makes me panic though. Freaks me out. I always feel like there's not enough time, and then like there's like, oh well, if you're coming up on that spring event and you didn't do this, you didn't do that, and you got to be in 18 places.
If you could imagine, Stardew is about time management.
I know, and that's scary. Because we're mortal.
You know why
man is mortal and man dies.
You know it's tough for you? Why it's that game's hard?
Anxiety?
Because every time we say Titan eat 20 or 10 or 15 or 30 or whatever.
It's like, yeah, true.
You and I have no time recollection, no management whatsoever sometimes.
Yeah. I exist outside time in general. I typically don't look at a clock. I do what I want when I want to do it. I'm not really a clock guy.
You know,
I'm not really a time guy.
And you know what? That's crazy. You know what that's called? You know what we call that?
What do we call that?
Chaotic neutral, because you're chaos. You don't exist in time. Time, the things that are made
okay, to time isn't a law. Hold on. Time is not a law.
Yeah, but time is the law at which we all agree exists, but it doesn't. You have to buy into law. I mean, I'm sorry. You have to buy into time.
Oh.
We all have to agree time exists.
Well, time is a physical thing that you can interact with, like touch it.
Yeah, but time is the 30 minutes until we do something. That is, 30 minutes don't exist.
Amounts of time are, true. But like the concept of time, it exists as like a fabric of the universe that can be affected by gravity.
If we were gonna do that, I would have to say, Beau, when the sun reaches the equinox of the lower left part, I don't know how you tell time with sun, but when the sun is in the left.
Oh, really?
I know how it works, but I don't know the nomenclature to be like when the sun is waxing and waning in the inferior.
Waxing and waning. That's so funny. That's really funny.
That's moon, but you know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know the clature to be like.
Could you imagine if the sun waxed and waned? Like a silver moon. No, it's like it's a new
dead.
sun.
Everyone's dead.
It's a new sun every now and again. Just no sun in the sky. No, it's a full sun. Oof, really killing out here. Oof.
Yeah, the last 3 days with no sun, kind of not tight. Kind of blizzards
Poor
everywhere.
Alaska.
Everyone dying, dude. That's insane.
They have that in Alaska. They're really long days. And then just like no days at all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, you know what, dude? I think you have a long day today.
I do have a long day ahead of me, yeah.
Yeah, and again, I want to say, everyone, we didn't really talk about it on pod. But as the day records, as of 5/2, it is Beau's birthday. He's the 3/6.
It is my birthday. That's true.
The big old 3/6, a little old, very gay, dead times 2, really.
I thought you were saying a little old, very gay, dead.
It could be both.
That's crazy.
Is happy, insane. Very happy, also dead.
Oh, I see. True. Yeah, jubilant.
Yeah.
But true.
I want to say I appreciate the hell out of you. I
appreciate you.
I think we have a really good, fun time here.
Hell yeah, I love you, brother.
Been loving some Borderlands. Been super fun.
Super fun.
And I gotta say this while I got you, because you're gonna be busy for like probably a long time.
I will be busy. Yeah.
7 years. It's been fun. I'm out.
7 years, brother. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Deuces, bitch. That's crazy.
7 years, bro. It's going to be 10 at some point. It's going to be more. I appreciate the fuck out of you.
I appreciate the fuck out of you, brother.
I knew you in your 20s. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's true.
Yeah, I seen you. We're about to hit a whole fucking century soon.
True?
It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, but I appreciate you. Just want to say that.
Yeah, I love you.
And it's been fun.
Hell yeah, man.
If I get hit by a bus
obviously
tomorrow,
we'll be vibing in about 4 hours from now.
Yeah.
Maybe I might push that back to 5 hours just to make sure I have time to like do everything. Like, and start like movie night time start or whatever. But
and audio listeners, when you hear this on Sunday, if everything goes well, twitch.tv/saying like the anime Ball Z Night, saying night, saying like Goku, saying night, twitch.tv/saying night should be still live. And if you're listening to this shit,
all things accounted for, I believe I still will be live, yes.
You need to go say hi to him, whatever time of day it is, even if it's sleeping, pop in that chat, say happy birthday. I listen to the pod.
I got cute little AFK stuff for sleeping. It's gonna be like fishing mini game again. We got some cute stuff. We got some things. I'm working on some things.
Yeah. Well, you know,
pretty cute.
It's about that time.
It's about that time. And you know, really, that's the toughest part is how do you end one of these?
I have a perfect ending for us.
You got a perfect ending?
I thought about this, and what better to do for a birthday podcast?
Oh my God.
Than to sing happy birthday.
Oh my God.
To my boy. Now I'm going to have you shut the fuck up for this so you don't talk over me. Shut the fuck up so I can sing.
I ain't saying shit.
Happy